Hello everybody, and welcome back to LRC for the first round here in Season 7, and we're at a new venue for the first race of the season. We are at Silverstone, somewhere you might not be used to seeing this early in the calendar, but obviously quite similarly matched to the real life date. We've had that race a few weeks ago. Oh, not even a few weeks ago, we had it last weekend, and that was a very entertaining race. Hopefully we'll have more of the same here today for the first race of Season 7. My name is Coolest, and I'm happy to be joined in the commentary box once again by Aero.
Yeah, hello everyone. I'm really happy to be here today to commentate with Coolest for what is the first race of the season, so really excited to see what we're gonna get here today.
Indeed, we already have qualifying getting underway, as you can see. We are 15, well, we've got 15 minutes left on the clock. First 2 minutes have passed just whilst we were getting things set up, but it is now time for everything to kick into gear. We've seen the pre-season race at Barcelona. We saw how everything panned out there. We saw some fantastic battles all the way throughout the race, and hopefully we're going to be seeing some more of that today. We've got a couple extra drivers to add into the mix as well. So yeah, we've got plenty to keep an eye on, and plenty of entertainment today, I'm sure.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think this is gonna be the real benchmark was, or one of the benchmarks was the preseason race in Spain last week. But this is gonna be the first real test for all of this, and yeah, I'm excited to see how the drivers actually, well, start to get to grips with fast pace, racing side to side for actual points in the standings. So yeah, I think it's gonna be really exciting.
Yeah, the stakes are obviously turned up that little bit more from last week. Last week we did see what I have to say was one of the cleaner preseason races that we've had. So that was bodes well for this one. But obviously, Silverstone has thrown up some tricky races in the past. So we'll see how these guys manage it. And one thing that we can assure is that it will be entertaining, as we have the first laps starting to trickle in now, and Phil sets the benchmark time of a 1:27.597, just about getting below the 6 mark, and that is going to be the time for people to beat. I'm sure that will be the case. First lap is always just a banker for most of the drivers here, and then they'll improve as the track ramps up and the session grows old. But yeah, we have a couple of new drivers today. Unitas in the Haas is one of the reserves, along with, I believe we have another reserve indeed. Maxcon is in the RB today. So yeah, you can watch out for those guys. They won't be scoring any points, as is the usual case with reserves, but they are still here to see what they can do and perhaps make a bit of a case for some of the other teams. And obviously, if there are seats that open up as the season progresses, then they want to make sure that they're in good condition and ready to take advantage of those. As we now have Nade jumping up to the top of the times, 1:27.2 in the McLaren. He was looking fairly quick last week, as usual. Seems to be back to his best on F124. But unfortunately, the race just did not go his way. It didn't really go McLaren's way after what could have been quite a promising result. And yeah, they'll be looking to make amends on that today, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that didn't perform as they expected in the last race, and of course for the reserves and for the full times that weren't here last race. I think there's gonna be, well, of course, some time to get used to the new game, to the competitively, of course, because I'm sure they already had time to get at least used quite a bit to the game and its physics and etc. But yeah, I would expect most of the people to get better progressively, of course.
Yeah, indeed. And something else that is getting better is the times in this session. You can see Binmeister now jumps up to the top, and he is immediately displaced by Elias, who, well, displaces the entire field with... I mean, I did say earlier on that most of the drivers will just be setting a banker lap for the first time. I don't think that's really a banker lap from Elias. 1:25.8 is very strong from him. We'll see if he can improve later on in the session. It's, to be fair, it's exactly what we're expecting. He's obviously the favourite for the pole and the win going into pretty much every race this season, so yeah, that's not the biggest of surprises, but again, that margin is quite astonishing, and is certainly perhaps a little bit concerning for some of the drivers like Shadow, who might have thought they would be able to challenge him here.
Yeah, it's not gonna be the, well, not the easiest qualifying session for basically every driver, but Elias in first. but we'll see. We've seen last race that from P2 onwards it was quite a tight field, and we're gonna have quite a lot of people fighting for that P2. I think Shadow will be the main contender for P2, as well as possibly a Fari, despite not having the best first lap here in the qualifying session. But I would assume maybe Dart, Kuman, and Nade will be fighting for that P2 as well, as we can see it already, respectively, in P3 and P4. So, yeah, I think maybe... let me see if someone else comes to mind, but I don't think so right now. Maybe Blondie. Blondie has shown quite good pace, actually, in some practice sessions that I've watched. So, yeah, I think quite a few drivers will be fighting for that P2.
Yeah, indeed. We have, well, we had last week an incredibly tight grid from second onwards. It was a fantastic fight to watch. I think it was, what was it? It was something like 2/10 that separated from second place down to about 8th or 9th in the standings in qualifying. So it's a very close fight for second. If you did enjoy the 2023 F1 season, you might enjoy what we have today as well, as you see MaxCon, one of the reserves for today, jumping himself up into third place, and that is with a 127.197, and that brings us on to, well, exactly what we were just saying. It's looking already very close from second place downwards, so we'll see how that progresses as the session evolves. We're now just under the 10-minute mark. But like you pointed out, still a few drivers yet to set their competitive times. Mr. Bust, we saw fighting for second place and coming away with said second place last week, so I would expect him to be jumping further up the order yet, and Afari as well, like you say, he should also be doing a bit better than that. As you can see, Phil here, I thought for a second without a front wing, but no, I think it's just the trick of the camera. So yeah, he's going okay, and I believe is about to start a lap by the looks of things. Indeed he is, so we can, why not follow him round for it then, as his teammate crossed the line in the background to do the same thing. Perhaps a little bit of a toe for the Astons, but yeah, I think it's mainly just a case of getting your head down and focusing on the lap ahead, as Phil just a little bit wide through Village at turn 3 there. Now, getting the traction down can be tricky out of turn 4 through the loop and through Aintree, but Phil makes a pretty tidy job of it so far. Obviously, as he has told us, not one of his favourite tracks, as is the case for about half the field here today, so we'll see how they're able to cope, but it seemed like a tidy enough first sector as he makes his way around left field now. Lovely swooping corner, and it's a lot more enjoyable to grip up through on F124, I've got to say. Now there's a lot less understeer, and certainly less understeer going into the Cups corner there. Thankfully for him. No oversteer either, believe it or not. It can happen on this game. There's some serious things were going on when they made the handler model, and you can see one of them there. Just getting a bit of a twitch there was the Aston, making his way through the middle of Maggots and Beckett's, but he is still 3.5 tenths up on his time. I think he might be looking for a bit more improvement than that for his final lap of the session, but still, this is going to shoot him up the order if he can make it to the end of the lap cleanly here. Seems a bit low on battery though, so we'll see how he's able to manage it. Not going to need too much now. Into the Vale chicane, probably the hardest corner on the track right at the end. It's able to ruin many laps. It's not going to do that for Phil though. He's going to make his way to the line and jumps up to P6, so perhaps still, yeah, 2.5 tenths gained. Did lose a little bit of time in that final sector.
Yeah, but still, really clean lap from him, so... I mean, yeah, I'm not too sure how he can improve it, but of course there is still time on the table, because if it's P6, it's not P1, and that means there's a lot of time to get, so... So, yeah. I guess it's just about fine-tuning those inputs, but yeah, really decent lap at the start for him.
Yeah, and I'll note as well, we did mention that his teammate was initially following him round, but Mr. Bus is pulled into the pit lane, if I can get my words out, so he's just a little bit on the back foot here. There's still plenty of time to set another lap, so he will get chance, but the pressure just starting to build, as it is for Afari, who's about to finish what should be a flying lap here. Indeed it is, but he's only able to get up to P12, so either he's just off the pace, or it's 2 mistakes on his laps. Meanwhile, Blundy, who's also crossing the line, is able to jump himself now up into second place, and is able to be only the second car to get below the 127 mark, so good luck by him.
Yeah, and quite a close lap time to Elias. Of course, Elias set his lap time a bit earlier, so of course he has less track grip available to him. But still, it's, as I was claiming before, it's proof of decent pace from Blondie, and yeah, we're gonna see how, if he manages to do even better now in the later stages of his qualifying session.
Indeed. Well, he's still got a second to overcome, but I suppose by by the standard set last week, that is a reasonable time. Sure, he'll be happy with that. Meanwhile, we have Q-Man crossing the line and jumping up to P4, so a nice improvement by him. Like you said, one of the drivers we're expecting to be competitive. One of the teams we're expecting to be competitive. Unfortunately, his teammate Blazer not able to make the race today, so. It is going to be a one-man team, so Q-Man doing a good job of carrying them along so far. Meanwhile, obviously, he does have a teammate in Unitas, but he won't be scoring any points. So just there to perhaps he could offer some services by giving a tow, but I'm not sure how well coordinated that's going to be for first-time teammates. But yeah, we also have now, perhaps on a lap, currently a tenth and a half down going through the first sector, so perhaps, well, perhaps he's not going to improve on this lap. I'm really struggling to spit my words out there. It's got a bit of a tricky name for me, but he seems still to be pushing on, making his way through the middle sector now, and
he doesn't have his battery on
for a second round. Yeah, that would explain it then.
Yeah, so I don't think it's an actual maybe just a push lap to get the tires warmed up properly before going for the actual lap.
Yeah. I suppose if he made a mistake in the first sector, then he might have just abandoned the lap and tried to save battery so he can go again. That's certainly possible, but he still seems to be low on battery. Well, or maybe the game's lying to me, I don't know. It seems fine on the steering wheel, so let's see if he sets up for another lap here. Seems like he's going to be doing just that, so he's going to make his way across the line to give it another try. We've got most of the field in the pits right now. Maxcon and Unitas, the only other two drivers on a lap. The Haas driver will be starting his next lap in a few moments' time, but meanwhile, we do have perhaps already on a lap, and trying to make a better job of Sector 1 this time than he did last time. We'll see in a second if he's able to do that.
Oh,
Meanwhile,
and Maxcon.
it's a yellow flag from Maxcon, who's gone off going through the S's. He was another driver on a push lap. So, yeah, that is unfortunate for Maxcon. He's not going to be able to improve now.
Yep. So I think we can come back to perhaps and look what type of Sector 2 is going to be able to deliver. For now, not looking like the cleanest love field, maybe. But let's see if he can redeem himself after Cops, of course. Not too much time to be guided Cops because it's a flat-out corner. But, of course, they're heading into Maggots and Beckett's, I expect. No, but he still doesn't have his battery turned on, apparently. So, not too sure what is... if the game is lying to us, or if it was a miscalculation from perhaps, but...
See the sector split? Okay, no,
yeah,
he's
okay,
definitely down.
yeah, definitely not. Yeah, I think we can maybe come back to Unitas, that's actually on a hot lap, and is slightly down on his delta. Let's see if he manages to get some time here in Maggots and Beckett, going into the hangar straight, and slightly up on his delta, yeah. Almost 2/10, so that looks like a promising lap from him.
Making his way into Stone out, another very fast corner. In fact, it's almost ludicrously fast on this game. You just tap the brakes. It's really caught me out when I was first doing it, but it's certainly a lot harder on the brakes through this little chicane here. Try not to lose the back end on exit. It's so easy to do, but he just about controls it, and up to the line. He's able to improve to P8, so decent qualifying so far for one of our rookies today, or in fact our only rookie today.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it was a bit of a moment there while the kick was going out the pits, I think, of Faris. I think they almost collided there, but yeah, I mean, for a first lap in the actual season as a rookie, I think he did pretty well. 27.2 is, of course, almost half a second further from the first places, but I mean, yeah, you wouldn't expect anything much more than what he did today. So yeah, I don't think he's gonna have time to go for another lap, unless he can recharge his battery, yeah, which he has done almost fully now. Maybe he's gonna be able to go for a second try, but yeah, let's see if he has time to do so.
Indeed, and in the meantime, whilst we've been watching that, we now have almost all of the drivers out onto the track, as you'd expect, for the final 2 minutes of qualifying. I promise that is about how long that's left. There we go, the yellow flags give us a break, so minute and 40 seconds left to go, which means it is crunch time now, and there's a lot of drivers, I think, here who will be really looking to improve. I think Mr. Bust, Zuxon, Trimmer will probably be looking to improve, but I'm thinking more about his teammate Afari will really be disappointed if this is where he ends up in qualifying. So I think there's plenty more to come just yet. Plenty more changes in the order, and as we can see right now, Trimmer Shave is going to be, I think, potentially one of the first. I'm not too sure what the lap order is, so I think he should be one of the first
Yep.
to set the next competitive lap. He's a tenth and a half up going through the first sector, so seems like there's certainly time to find in the track at least. It is improving, rubbering in as you'd expect, so there's plenty left to change just yet. I'll also give a quick mention to AJ. Youngsat had made his way up into third place. That was a little bit earlier on in the session, but we didn't get around to mentioning it. Now, well, not third place anymore because Nade has now displaced him. So Nade, going well, he's now becomes the third driver to get below the 127 mark, and looking pretty good in the McLaren. Potentially has time to go again if he's got the battery, but I think that might be his final time as we've got Chaos down at turn 3.
Yeah, he doesn't have the track position nor the battery to go again, so
Yeah.
I think we can come back to Trimmer Shave and see what his lap is looking like. And yeah, slight improvement right now. So Alpha 10 improvement. Let's see if he can maybe gain a bit more here in the final chicane. Possibly looking to gain, but yeah, not really the more stable car there. And yeah, it's not an improvement, unfortunately.
Yeah. Just lost the back end there a bit through the final corner. So easy to do, especially when you're desperately trying to find time. And so Trimmer Shave is going to be, well, unless he's somehow got the battery to go again, he's going to be starting down in 13th place at best. Meanwhile, we've got Nade just, well, he's just getting out of the way. Obviously finished his laps already, but let's see who else is about to cross the line. We've got a Haas about to cross the line. That's Unitas jumping up into third place. Meanwhile, his teammate is about to cross the line. Q-Man, let's see if he's able to improve as well. He is not, well, he does improve, but not enough to get up the order. So still a strong qualifying for Haas. And now we have Afari. There it is. I did say that he would be looking for a much better lap than that, and gets himself into second. Much better from him. Meanwhile, I saw one of the Astons crashing over the line there. I think that was Phil, so he's not going to be improving. Meanwhile, we have MaxCon jumping up into third place. Very strong lap from the RB driver, and one of the Ferraris has come to a halt. Heading into the final chicane, I would assume that's probably going to be perhaps, or is it Elias? No, I think it is Elias.
Yeah,
he's
it is.
He's run out of time, so he's not going to be able to set another lap in this session. And I think we're starting to get a picture of the final order here. Binmeister currently up in fourth place. Is he able to be beaten by his teammate? No, not even close. Zoxon is going to be starting down in 14th after qualifying quite far up the order last time. And Trimmer Shave, like we saw, not able to improve, back into the pits. So there we go. Plenty of change in a matter of seconds there, and qualifying is done.
Yeah, so, I mean, we have to say, like, what an incredible lap from Elias then. I mean, that was, the last lap he set was like, what, with 7-8 minutes remaining on the clock? And so not the maximum track rep. Yeah, it could have been even more.
I think he set that lap with about 12 or 13 minutes left to go. I'm pretty sure that was his first and only competitive lap in the session.
Yeah.
And it was his best. So, yeah, this is seriously good stuff by him.
Yeah, and it held up, like, it held up the test of time in this qualifying session with all those drivers. I mean, Afari was one of those we expected to be fast. MaxCon was not, and he delivered. What a P3 from him, really incredible lap. 26.5 from him, really kind of unexpected. And yeah, really solid job from him. And Binmeister maybe not the lap he expected, I would guess.
Yeah, I think on time wise he might have been hoping for a bit better than that, but still P4 start is pretty solid for him, so he'll definitely be able to work with that for the race today. Then behind those guys for the top four, we then have Blundy in the Williams up in 5th, looking strong once again. From Unitas the reserve in 6th, then Nade with a fairly solid P7, and he is ahead of Mr. Bust, who's only able to get P8. That's the second place finisher from last week. Then AJ or Youngsav in 9th, perhaps doing a good job in the second Ferrari in P10. Then it's Keyman, Phil, and whoever else was in the order. I think it was Sol and Zox in 13th and 14th. And we'll find out the rest of the grid once we get to the grid, which we'll do in just a second. And I think there's going to be a lot to see here today based on that qualifying order. And of course, we have, before the race even starts, the strategy to have a look at as well.
Yeah. So talking of strategy, okay, last time I didn't have the best guesswork ever.
I'm curious to hear it.
Okay, but now I can almost with full certainty say that we won't see hard tires, at least for a default strategy. Of course, if there's like safety cars, that might be altered, but I would assume no hard tires will be seen this race, because the wear is simply way too low on this track for us to get to see hard tires. So yeah, I think soft mediums or medium to softs is gonna be the call, the strategy call for most of the people. Yeah, for most of the people will opt for this strategy. So yeah, I mean, but that's of course without the intervention of a safety car, which, as we all know, in LRC it is quite rare.
Yeah, there's a good joke there. Well, you can you don't have to take it from me. You can take it from the the strategist of the driver on pole position. So I think, well, I would like to think that you know what you're talking about, but then again, last week happened and that wasn't
Yep.
entirely accurate. But we'll see how it goes. I'll have to trust your opinion for the time being. It'll be probably only a few seconds now until we get to find out what compounds everybody has opted for, and I will just throw in a quick mention that I believe the last Tier 1 race that we had here was certainly an interesting one. I think that one had two safety cars, a virtual safety car, and a disqualification. So
Yep.
the bar is set. We'll see if we're able to beat that today. Hopefully not, but we'll see how it goes. Anything can happen here at Silverstone. Always throws up a great race, as it does in real life. And yeah, it's hopefully in a few moments' time, once the drivers are ready, as they are now, we will get to see what strategies they are going for. Let's turn it on as they pull away for the formation
Okay.
lap, and it looks like you were right.
It looks like I'm alright. Okay, looks like I've done my studying, my work previously. So yeah, of course, something that I've also worked with my drivers. And yeah, I mean, mediums for both P1 and P2. So it's gonna be both of them trying to fend off MaxCon at the start, I would assume, because MaxCon looks spicy today, and as he opts for the softs, he will try to look and to look for positions of the starting line, with of course Shadow behind and Blondie on the mediums, which yeah, I think they will try to do their best to keep Unatos behind with the softs. And yeah, so all that mix up of tires at the front, I think it will be really interesting to see. A lot of grip difference at the start and heading into turn 2. So yeah, I think Lade will also try to compensate for maybe not the best quali from him compared to what he's shown us last week in Spain. And yeah, of course, Mr. Bust, AJ, and perhaps behind trying to get the most out of those soft tires at the start. I think AJ, especially, I mean, that trio honestly will look to make up a lot of positions because they're usually quite faster drivers than what they've shown in quali. So yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see that start. I'm really excited.
Very much so, and of course, further down the order, there's a couple storylines to watch there because you've got Q-Man and Phil in 11th and 12th in the 6th row of the grid. Those guys will not be best pleased with how their qualifyings have turned out, so they're opting for mediums at the start. They're going to go a bit longer into the race, and we'll see if they're able to make a recovery drive. Phil did a pretty good job of that last time out, so see if he can repeat the feat. Then behind them we have Sol and Zuxen, Zuxen being the only driver outside the top 10 to start on the softs, so you can watch out for that Mercedes making up some places on the start. Then it's Trimmer Shave, Nuclear Bubble, and Tim Bleish rounding off the grid again, all on medium tyres. So a nice split of strategy here today, and it's going to be certainly very interesting to see, especially with, as we've mentioned, the threat of safety cars being ever present. So if you want to turn off or if you want to hide the UI, then we can get ourselves ready to start the race here once all of the drivers are pulled into the grid. And we will wait for those engines to rise. Here we go now. We've got 3, 4, and 5 red lights. And for the first time in Season 7, it is go for the British Grand Prix, and it's a perfect start for our pole sitter, Elias. Meanwhile, behind, it seemed like a great launch for Unitus on the softs, getting up into 4th place already, and it's Afari who's just about able to defend from MaxCon as they head into the first braking zone at turn 3. Little bit of contact behind. Mr. Bus was getting squirmy on the exit there, but I think they've all made it through pretty cleanly so far, and it is still the Ferrari of Elias leading the race, leading the way ahead of the rest of the field, side by side a little bit further down the order. If we can try and switch down and see what's going on with those guys, and it is indeed a Williams and an Aston Martin wheel to wheel making their way through turn 6 and 7 through Luffield now. It's it's Blundy and Mr. Bust, and Blundy getting forced out there. A little bit of the hard shoulder from the Aston Martin driver, and that's going to allow AJ to try and have a look up the inside, perhaps waiting in the wings as well. And Zuxon and Soul have been having their own battle. Meanwhile, side by side, into Cop's corner, Mr. Bust making the move to get past Nade, making good use of those soft tyres, and getting himself up into 6th place.
Wow, what a start here from all the drivers, honestly. I mean, we saw a lot of skirmishing into turn 2, but they kept it clean, and yeah, impressive work from our drivers here.
Unfortunately, we did see a couple of mistakes on the first lap. Well, we didn't quite catch them, but Tremashave and Tim Bleich have both dropped quite far down the order. They're both at the back and some way behind the rest of the field. So, unfortunately, was not perfectly clean for those guys, and they will, I think, now be having to hope that things aren't as clean further up the field. But it has been a fairly good start. Meanwhile, Nade dropping places. Something's going on here. He's losing massive time as it's 2x2 coming through Club Corner. That is not something you see every day. It's wheel to wheel through Abbey as well. Phil making the move on Q-Man to get up into P10. These two are going to fight it out. They've been rivals for some time, and they're wheel to wheel again here, going through turn 3. Now going to go round the outside of the loop. Phil's going to show him the exit of the track. That was very forceful stuff from the Aston driver, and that is going to cause Q-Man to lose a whole host of places. Zoxon goes by him, Nade goes by him. They've got DRS now, obviously, on the second lap of the race. A little bit of a dive bomb from Nade, trying to make up for whatever shenanigans happened at the final chicane, but he's going to have to settle in behind the Mercedes, and it's still now side by side between Q-Man, where Sol was in there for a second, and it's all kicking off at the back of the field.
Wow, honestly, what a battle between Phil and Dart. Maybe not finishing in the best way for the Haas driver, but yeah, it's promising. Those guys are really close. Oh, and we have the first Tim spin today.
The first of many. I hate to predict. We'll see if Tim's able to do a little bit better than last time, but yeah, in the meantime, it has been, like we say, very clean everywhere else, and some great battling already starting to brew here. And I'll just point out as well, the gaps are staying very close because of the DRS being enabled now a lap earlier than it used to be. Nobody's been able to break DRS just yet, so we'll see how it goes. Our race leader Elias obviously sets the fastest lap and is still not out of DRS range of Afari in second, so the battle is still potentially on for the race lead as things stand. And meanwhile, we've got a much closer battle between Elias's teammate, perhaps, who's trying to have a look at the back of Blundy. On the medium tyres is the Williams, on the soft tyres is the Ferrari, seeing if he can find a way through with the extra grip, but there's contact up ahead, and it's AJ getting spun round by the Williams of Blundy, and, well, it wasn't clean for... and he rejoins in front of his teammate. Well, it's a complete catastrophe for Red Bull there. It was, well, I think it was Blundy who made the initial mistake of just going up the inside. The gap was never there. AJ closed the door and then, in rage, has tried to rejoin the track in clearly an unsafe manner. And unfortunately, that might mean that Sol, as we see now, has picked up some damage. But luckily, it seems like his front wing is still intact. And we've already got battles going on further up the field. That's Q-Man now, getting past Nade, heading towards Cups. They perhaps sensibly decide not to go side by side, but yeah, things are starting to get a little bit heated here already.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm impressed Sol didn't pick up any damage, or at least visibly doesn't have any damage, but yeah, very criminal rejoin here from his teammate AJ. Yeah, not what you want to see in the first laps of a race.
No, not at all. And in the meantime, we have got some battles going on. Well, we've got battles going on further down the order. Zuxon trying to stay ahead of Sol now. Obviously, the Red Bulls compromising each other a little bit, and that gives Zuxon and the Mercedes a chance to get ahead, as now there's another mistake there from Sol. It's kicking off again. Blundy's made another mistake. He's spun coming out of the exit of the Vale chicane, so I think now it's ended up with one of the Red Bulls getting an illegal overtake. It's yeah, chaos down at the back of the order, but also up at the front of the field, the battle for second place is fairly close as well. We've got quite a few cars in a train here. Mr. Bust on the back of Maxcon is the closest of them, but everybody still within DRS of each other. The only driver who has been able to break away now is Elias, as you can in the meantime see Mr. Bust having a look at Maxcon. On those soft tyres, that Aston Martin is clearly a lot quicker than the guys around it.
Oh yeah, I mean, honestly, there's way too much going on. I mean, that fight for P3, like P2 onwards, is really eating up right now, and I mean, it looks like Elias lost a bit of pace as well, because he was 1.2 seconds ahead, but now it allows Afari to get the DRS, so we might see an even greater battle now, all the way from P1 to P6.
Yeah, that would certainly be interesting. Perhaps one of the rare mistakes. He does like to occasionally remind us that he is still human, but yeah, he's unfortunately cracked a little bit under the pressure there,
Oh,
and that
and I
does
think
mean,
that
like
was
you
a big
say.
crash ahead. Oh,
Oh yeah, it is. It's a spin for one of the Alpines.
oh,
Oh,
it
it's
was
Tim
probably
Bush,
Tim.
right?
Yeah,
Okay,
okay, it was Tim.
Yeah,
False
it
alarm,
was
guys.
Tim. He was, yeah, he was unfortunately already going a lap down. He was on the same part of the track as everybody else. Gave us a bit of a heart attack, but yeah, he's
Yeah,
just he's doing Tim things. Don't worry about him. He's having fun there.
yeah.
But yeah, anyway, we do have Nade now back ahead of Q-Man and starting to try and make the recovery drive on the medium tyres, which are starting to switch
Oh,
on. There's Tim in the background again. Just trying
oh,
to
and
try
no
not to
Shadow
get
here.
distracted by him. Meanwhile,
Oh,
here we go. Shadow trying to get up the inside of Mr. Bust. A little bit of contact between the two of them. Obviously, the Aston's going to have more grip in the tyres, but Shadow trying to contradict that anyway.
looking for the
Going to get the
switchback.
switchback coming out of Luffield here, and he's going to make it work. Perhaps with a little bit of battery usage, he might be able to make the move done. That's wheel to wheel. Now that's physically wheel to wheel, heading into cups. Shadow with the inside line gets to the apex first, but he runs out wide. There might have been some contact there going through the one of the fastest corners, if not the fastest corner on the track. It's starting to get a bit feisty between these two in the midfield here because Mr. Bust was trying to make progress on the soft tyres and make hay while the sun shines effectively, but unfortunately he's ended up going backwards now and with a penalty.
Okay, yeah, that's probably not what he wants at this stage of the race. Of course, it's the start and everyone can pick up penalties, but this is not it. That's if he wants to fight for top positions, this is the type of stuff that's gonna cost him a lot at the end of the race. So, yeah, I bet he's gonna regret that at the end of the race.
Yeah,
But we have another yellow flag. Of course, it's for Tim.
Tim's
Oh, and the
retired on the
safety
track. There's going to
car!
be a safety car. I think there was a proper accident going through Maggots and Beckett's there. So Tim
Oh.
into the wall has brought out the safety car. It's yeah, a little bit curious, a little bit questionable as to whether he should really be on the track in these conditions. But unfortunately, it has brought out the safety car, or maybe it's fortunate. I suppose if you're just watching for entertainment's sake, not fortunate for the drivers though, because all of their planned strategies now are perhaps going to be coming into a little bit of disarray here, and obviously all of the well, the few gaps that had started to open up are going to be immediately closed back down again. So this race is going to immediately be getting a bit more interesting than we first thought.
And we might have to look at Darth, because he just pitted for the mediums. Now, yeah, I'm not sure if he preemptively went to the pits or if he was just perfectly positioned on track, so we'll see, we'll see.
Possible, yeah. We'll see how it works. It could be a great call for him because
Yeah.
obviously he should be able to go to the end here, but I would just have to throw in a bit of caution, which is because he's still stuck to the Delta time, I'm not sure if he will be able to gain many places, if any places from that. So we'll wait and see. Obviously was running around the midfield area, around that P10 position, so he's got a bit to gain, but also a little bit to lose. And he's also got some front wing damage, I just noticed, so
Oh, yeah.
that's probably why he was in the pits. And the game has, I'm going to go out on a limb here and assume that the game hasn't changed his wings, so it's not going too well for him. Meanwhile, going even worse for Unitas in the Haas. He's got a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane, as everybody, obviously, well, not everybody actually, so that's going to be interesting, but a lot of drivers making their way into the pits. Hard tyres onto the Ferrari, who was in the lead of the race. Elias going for a, well, I don't know if it's a bold strategy. He did say that the tyre wear is quite low here, so he's going to be joined by a Ferrari in the Pick Sauber, who's also gone onto the hard tyres, and it seems like most of the drivers in the top pack have gone onto hards, but Unitas, one of the drivers with a penalty, is going to be one of the only ones to switch to mediums alongside perhaps.
Interesting. Okay, so as we said basically at the start of the broadcast, I mean the main strategy was soft medium or medium soft, and if there was a safety car, they would possibly go to the hards. And yeah, I mean it's a perfect safety car if you want to run the hards. So yeah, 20 laps on the hards is really feasible. And so yeah, I mean let's see. Let's compare the wear and the performance fall off of the mediums compared to the hards.
Yeah, I was going to say I was very curious to hear from you what you think about all that, because I think it is with it being around that, still 20 laps to go mark, it's a bit of a crossover window as to whether you'd want mediums or hards. I think mediums should be able to last, but it's a question of whether they'll be able to last with any degree of pace, I think, is perhaps the bigger question. So we'll
Yeah.
see how it goes for these guys. We also have, important to mention, quite a few drivers, 5 drivers in fact, who did not come into the pits at all. So Phil, he's going to be making the most of an opportunity to jump up to the front of the field in track position and see if he can pull off some recovery masterclass. If there is another safety car later in the race, as is entirely possible, then it could end up working out very nicely for not just him, but for Nade, Nuclear Bubble, Soul, and Blundy as well, the 5 drivers who all stayed out on their mediums.
Yeah, this is gonna be the X factor, because all of those guys will try and lose as less time as they can, and they will probably try to slow down the people on new tires. So this is what can create gaps really easily, especially if there is collisions. So we will have to stay ahead, to stay on the front of the grid, and look at that, because Elias, Afari, Mr. Bust, and Shadow will be the main drivers that will look for to get past. That is for sure. They're gonna burn their tires at the start of the stint, they're gonna burn their battery, they're gonna do everything to not get slowed down by those guys. And sometimes that requires over-aggressive moves, so yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on all those guys, because this is really gonna get interesting.
Yeah, we're going to have fireworks once it gets back underway, and something that we did miss in all of the frenzy in the pit lane was that Shadow actually lost a few places there, so I don't know if he had perhaps some damage to fix. We did see a little bit of contact between him and the Aston of Mr. Bust, so he ends up dropping down to 10th place on the road now, and more importantly for him, dropping behind the Aston of Mr. Bust and behind also the Haas of Unitas, who, like we say, has the 10-second penalty. It's a good chance for us to check up on the initial penalties as well. I would assume for everybody else, probably just going to be 3 seconds. Indeed it is, apart from Trimmershade, who has somehow ended up with a drive-through, so a bad day for him is unfortunately just going to be getting a whole lot worse.
Yeah, so not respected the delta of the safety car is what I'm guessing the drive-through is from. So yeah, I mean, this is basically his race ruined unless there is another safety car. So it can't be entirely entirely left out of good results potentially for this race. But yeah, this is gonna compromise this race massively, and yeah, I wouldn't expect him to be fighting hard or trying to go for moves at the start. And yeah, he's gonna have 3 laps to serve it, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, he's gonna try to look to serve that pretty fast, I would assume, and hope for a safety car.
Yeah, it's. I think for Trimmer, obviously, he's one of the less practiced drivers on this game. Only got it fairly recently, so he did a very good job, all things considered, in Barcelona. I believe he came away with a top 10 result. Let me just confirm that. 11th in the end. Okay, so he was almost a top 10 result, but yeah, unfortunately, things not going quite so well for him here today. And I think the more relevant thing for the rest of these guys is that because he's so far back, it's ended up meaning that we are going to have another lap under safety car now. So that's just that little bit more advantage towards those medium tyre runners, and perhaps an advantage that they might well be needing come the end of the race.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, I'm saying hopefully, but I think the advantage for the medium tires runners with that additional lap of safety car will not be felt that much, as the wear is really that low on this track. So yeah, we'll see, but I think there's more at stake than just the strategies here, because there's gonna be a lot of movement towards the front of the field. I don't expect those medium runners, and I will just show you guys again the tire compounds. I don't expect the drivers from P1 to P4 to behave. Honestly, I'm gonna expect them to fight like warriors at the restart of the safety car. Honestly,
we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes, because I suppose there is a little bit of there's a bit of a dichotomy though, because obviously the harder they fight, the sooner that they are going to burn out the tires. So they're also going to be. There's a little bit to gain either way, but I think it might make sense for them to fight a bit harder, because obviously the harder they fight, there's also a higher risk of something going wrong and another safety car coming out, which is exactly what they need to shore up this position. So it's certainly going to be I think fireworks may just be going off once we get back to this restart here, which should be this time, it should be this time around, now that Trimmer has rejoined the field. So yeah, strap yourselves in. This is going to be vintage LRC on the restart, I would imagine, and perhaps with a little bit of extra spice thrown in as well, if that wasn't enough. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting. We've got the front four cars on. They're not old mediums as such yet, but they aren't really going to have the pace advantage over the hards that they would have if they were fresh. Which that advantage will be had by the medium runners of Unitas and Perhaps, who have both got fresh mediums. So a lot to keep an eye on here, and we are now confirmed safety car in this lap, and it is all eyes on the Aston Martin of Phil Malone, who's going to make his way through Stowe Corner now, heading up towards the Vale Chicane, and it's all about when he puts that right foot down to get ourselves back underway with this first race of the season here in Silverstone. He's going to leave it a little bit later, making his way through the chicane, and he puts the power down now, gets a nice bit of traction, and that's able to be a very tidy restart by the Aston. Exactly what he needed. Nade behind him gets a good restart as well, and it's going to be a little bit further back that we're starting to see some pressure coming in, but I think the whole field has ended up being quite spread out on the restart here, so I think initially at least it's going to be a little bit calmer than we were first expecting.
Yeah, surprisingly, I mean, the restart seems to have surprised a lot of people. Ooh, it's Mr. Bust, sorry, Afari there with a big moment, so I think he's gonna be under pressure here from Mr. Bust trying to get past him. And yeah, he's gonna look for the move here, but yeah, he's a bit too far to go for it. But yeah, a lot of drivers probably surprised by the restart. So yeah, which is...
Did certainly seem that way, as now we've got Mr. Bust trying to have a look on the back of a Ferrari. He's obviously still very quick. He's clearly was not where he should have been in qualifying, down in P8, trying to make amends for that again here, losing the back end all the way through Cups. I said it was possible in this game, and yes, showing that he's clearly one of the drivers who is looking to go aggressive on the restart and make up some places. Obviously, the lifeline has been thrown to him of Shadow losing time in the pit stop, so he's up one place already, and is desperately trying to get past Afari, who isn't even on the medium tyres. He's another one of the hard tyre runners. In the meantime, though, Elias has made his way past one of the medium tyre runners, gets himself ahead of Soul, and up into what is now P4 on the road, as there's infighting going on between the medium runners. This is not what they need, and Elias is going to look to capitalise on the inside of MaxCon, and MaxCon turns in. Both of them vault the curb. MaxCon ends up sideways across the track, and he's still parked at the back of the exit of Club Corner. Wheel to wheel, we've got 2x2 through Abbey now. It's chaos kicking off at the front of the field, exactly as you predicted, and it's, well, side by side, Elias now trying to make moves against Unitas, who's suddenly making up a lot of places on the medium tyres. It's all kicked off at the final corner. I think a lot of drivers have been caught out having to swerve off the track from that, and all of a sudden the order has changed completely.
Yeah, I mean, that was something we kind of predicted at the start. I mean, some slower drivers with more used tires trying to hold off the faster drivers, and we saw that. We saw that Nuclear didn't want to give any room to Elias there in going into the last chicane. So yeah, both of the drivers fighting hard to either progress or defend, and yeah, that's what you get.
Yeah, my sincerest apologies to MaxCon. It was Nuclear, not him. It was a frantic moment. There was a lot going on. So, yeah, it's unfortunate for Nuclear, though. It's going to be, well, a bit of a race ruiner for him. And if that wasn't, then the yellow flag that you can now see at Cop certainly is. Virtual safety car's out. I think it was just a spin for him, or perhaps he's reset to the track. I'm not sure. But yeah, either way, the action is going to get a pause once again. So I think this is going to be a bit of trauma for the guys from last season. Careful not to outdo the pace on the restart, but everybody who was on the medium tyres is going to take this as their chance to come into the pits. And 10-second penalty for Elias. What did I say? Well, it's not even for speeding, it's for ignoring yellow flags. So Codemasters, just well, EA, whatever you want to call them, keeping us on our toes here and inventing new penalties, one of which Blundy has also picked up too.
That is... Wow, okay, that's a lot going on, but it kind of looked like Tremoshev in the meantime getting another drive-through that he already got previously.
How does he do it?
So, yeah, that's not the most optimal approach to the second part of this race, but yeah, in the meantime, I mean, what happened there? It looked like after the contact between Elias and Nuclear just went really slow. Maybe he spun before cops or he got a moment, but it wasn't looking to get up to pace pretty quickly. So, I don't know, probably something that will get investigated by the stewards for potentially causing a VSC or whatever. But yeah, I mean, that shuffled the cards again,
Very
and
bizarre,
yeah.
yeah. A whole hell of a lot has just happened in the last couple of laps of this race. So all of a sudden, what was going to be failing a safety car, our nail-gun race winner of Elias, is now all the way down in P13 as we are back to green flag running. And up at the front of the field, it's now a Fari versus Mr. Bust. Obviously, with all of the medium tyre runners coming into the pits, it's going to be these two wheel to wheel in their battle. And the Aston is going to go right round the outside, heading into Vale. Afari has a little luck to the inside, but he's going to make a bit of a mistake though. And Unitas in the Haas is going to try to put him under pressure on the exit, going to push him through the final corner. Be careful doing that, to be honest, after what we've already seen. But he's going to get a much better exit. Up the inside he'll go into Abbey at the first corner and makes the move stick. Obviously, it's still a flat-out turn though, so Afari's going to be right there on his tail. Will he have a look into turn 3? He'll have to go the long way if he does, but I think that's Unitas up into second place. But Afari dives it back up the inside. He is going to keep the fight going. He does not want to give it up easily, and all the while it's... I was going to say it's an opportunity for Mr. Bust. Somehow those guys didn't go they didn't go all the way around, but contact between Bimmeister and Unitas now. It is all kicking off up at the front of the field. These restarts are just as chaotic as you were expecting, and now perhaps who was having a good day already is having a fantastic day up in third place, and he's blown his teammate out of the water. Perhaps is clearly the best driver in the league.
Exactly. I mean, he's outclassing his teammates one-on-one already. So, I mean, yeah, Elias, of course, not having the best race of his life at this moment after that collision. So yeah, a race to forget already for him, so he might still have a chance if there's a safety car to come, but yeah, I'm not sure. We have a lot of fighting though here, with Ulatos maybe looking for the move here on Shadow, but taking better of it as he's really low on battery already at the halfway point of the race. So yeah, it seems to break a bit too late there, getting all wobbly on the braking and losing the position to MaxCon and AJ.
He's going to lose 2 places. MaxCon's losing the rear end as well, so a lot of rear locking going on for the Haas. MaxCon's off the track now, so he's going to pick up one of those places back. Is the Haas driver of Unitas. AJ picks up 2 places, gets himself into 5th, but yeah, there is a lot of fighting going on here. Now the Alpha, it's not the AlphaTauri, the RB, and it's going to happen at some point, of MaxCon is trying to have another look back at the inside and might get the better exit, but he's just going to have to settle in behind for the time being. The time being, of course, being about 3 seconds until he gets the DRS open. Now he's going to be side by side, heading into Brooklands, but he's going to have to go the long way round. Chances of him getting that move done are quite minimal, and he decides to play it a little bit more sensible. I say that as he has a look up the inside, so yeah, not entirely sensible, but yeah, at least keeping things a little bit cleaner in this battle. As now, well, it's all kicking off. We've got side by side between Mr. Bust and Afari through Cop's corner. They keep it wheel to wheel, most impressively of all, and they're still going to be wheel to wheel, heading into Maggots and Beckett, and they're still side by side. How are they doing this? And Afari is going to come out victorious for the time being, and Mr. Bust loops it through Chapel. It's just complete disappointment for him. It was such a good fight, and unfortunately for him, one of our what was clearly going to be one of our race win contenders has just dropped out of the battle. That is devastating for him.
And talking of race win contenders, we have perhaps looking at himself in P2 at this point, which is completely unheard of. And so, yeah, if he can hold it together until the end of the race, which is 11 laps to complete, just following Afari, he can get probably the best result of his career in LRC.
Well, why just follow Afari when you can go for the move on Afari and try and get your first race win? This is his first race on the game as well, perhaps. First league race, at least, as far as I know. He didn't manage to make the preseason race, so he's just turned up here, and is having the drive of his life. He's got the DRS, he's in the slipstream, and he's about to make the move to take the lead of the race, heading into Brooklands here. I told you we'll see some fantastic things today. Afari's trying to hang it around the outside, but no, he's nowhere to be seen. Perhaps hits the front here in Silverstone. Unbelievable stuff going on, and it's going to be Afari now trying to defend from the Mercedes of Bimmeister, and it seems like Afari might just be, I don't know, maybe he's picked up some damage or something, but doesn't seem to have the same pace that he did in qualifying. Losing her back end massively. I'm losing my words and my voice here, but yeah, Bimmeister now on the back, seeing if he can make a move. And yeah, what a race we have here, as now off the road is the RB of Nuclear Bubble, obviously just a lap down. But yeah, it is. It's all going on, as I've said many times now, and thankfully we are going to get a few moments to breathe as Afari is able to use the DRS to stay ahead of Binmeister for now, but it is perhaps who leads the way on lap 15.
Wow, just wow, honestly. And I think that's not the end of it. I think we're gonna see.
Oh no!
And we still have, I think,
It's nuclear again.
Yeah, nuclear still going off. Which, yeah, and now he's gonna head into the pits probably to retire, I would guess. But yeah, we're gonna come back quite swiftly here to the battle between perhaps and Afari. And I think that's not the end of it, because those three drivers are in a bit of an island of their own. If they don't allow Unitos behind to catch, this is going to be a hell of a battle until the end.
Absolutely, and it seems for all the world like perhaps in the Ferrari has some genuine pace here, so let's see what he can do. But he's going to have Afari up the inside, trying to do what the Ferrari did to him this time last lap, and doing so successfully. Perhaps he's going to have a look up the inside, wheel to wheel the two of them on the exit, and Afari gets a snap of oversteer, so Shadow is going to try to get involved as well. They might even be three wide for a second. Thankfully, they all managed to settle into line, and it's perhaps who's just about leading as they go through cups, ahead of Binmeister and Afari behind them. These guys are some of the, well, it's probably the only group of cars that doesn't have any penalties, so this will all be down to track position as it stands, which is what you want to be seeing. But what we're also seeing is perhaps, but might just be a little bit low on battery. We'll see if that's just for this lap or if that's in total. As in the meantime, we have Binmeister up the inside, wheel to wheel they go through Stowe Corner. Camera angle takes a second to catch up with us, but they're still wheel to wheel, heading now into the chicane. Can just about see the Ferrari on the inside. Perhaps is now going to have to relinquish first place, and Afari's going to have a look up the inside, losing the back end. I've seen it enough times to know what was going to happen there, but yeah, just about controls it, and the fight is still going, and still as intense as ever at the front of the field.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of battles going on right now, because Unitos has now caught up, the Unitos train, we can call it like that, has just caught up to the back of Afari, so not what the top three would look to do at this point of the race. So let's see, we might have another mix-up of positions right now, and yeah, it looks like, let's just look at the battery real quick here. We can't really see Afari's one because of his big head, or big helmet, sorry. And then we see perhaps also almost full battery, and Shadow as well. So yeah, I think they're all a bit managing their ERS there to just manage their race and keep their cards close to their chest.
And perhaps is genuinely seems to have some very good pace here. I don't know. His pace is so good that he might even get a steward's investigation after the race just for how quick he's been. But to be fair to him, full credit where it's due. He's doing a fantastic job here, and he might be about to repass for the lead. Heading into Stowe, he's going to have a look to the inside. Obviously, one of the other drivers on the medium tyres, so perhaps that is what is making the difference for perhaps. Side by side behind, a bit of contact between Afari and Binmeister as the Sauber driver just moves over a little bit on the Mercedes, and that means he is now back into second place. But I think I would have to assume that, failing anything else, it's got to be the medium tyres are just working seriously well on that Ferrari, and similarly, they seem to be working fairly well on the Haas of Unitos, who has now closed up to this fight to make it a four-way battle for the lead, and then behind them, there's three more cars as well, AJ, Maxcon and Q-Man, all in the shot with Zoxon right there in the background if anything goes wrong as well. Side by side now, down towards the bottom of the fight, it's Q-Man and Maxcon wheel to wheel on the exit of Aintree, and it seems like the RB driver's going to have the advantage, but the straight line speed advantage is going to the Haas of Q-Man, who's still there on the inside. Obviously, I think both of them will have DRS banging tyres now, as Maxcon loses the rear end for a second. The hards do not seem to be providing the necessary grip to these guys. I think you were very much right to call that they would not be an optimal tyre in this race, and it is going to result in Maxcon just about staying ahead for the time being.
Yeah, and Maxcon and Dark Cuban having a little bit of a battle between themselves, while Nuclear is still farming penalties in the pits, and he has now retired. Yeah, so so now it's basically a fight in the top 7. And if Zoxon wants to join the fight, then he can manage to waste a bit of battery. Oh, we've got Afari making the pass for the lead on perhaps. And let's see if perhaps wants to go again for the move. No, so he's playing the long game, as is everyone in this train. Down to, let's see if Zoxon manages to get into it, but that would be even more people to join the battle. But yeah, that P7 is really tight, really close.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I think Unatos is probably out of it because of his penalty, which will probably not be removed. And AJ with the 3 seconds as well is a bit of a bummer for him.
Yeah, indeed. So here we go. We've got the Silverstone snake makes its way onto the second straight, on the Wellington straight, I should say. And now it's going to be perhaps having a look round the outside into Brooklands, but he's not close enough this time. So I think as the laps do tick down, the pace that perhaps had is going to start to diminish, as I think we had a yellow flag for a second. Zoxon and Maxcon, I think, might have made contact by the looks of things. So those guys, those guys have dropped off the back of the train by some margin as well. So still side by side now into cups. Zoxon does have to relinquish the position being on the outside, but yeah, it's what was almost an 8-way fight has now dropped down just to a 6-way fight. So yeah, well, only 6 cars in the fight for the lead of the race with 7 laps left to go. So yeah, hopefully that's still entertaining enough for you. But in the meantime, we do have Binmeister now closing up, but seems like everybody with that DRS is just fairly evenly spaced, and it is now Zoxon and Maxcon who seem to be the centre of the entertainment, obviously switching places once again. But yeah, there's still plenty of storylines left to be written in this race.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Codemasters patch an issue with the AI who formed a lot of DRS trains and slipstream trains, and that's why we're getting in multiplayer now. So all the way down to P8, and talking of P8, there's Maxcon here fighting with Zog for a position still. Maxcon going wide to try and get the switchback maybe on Zog, but getting definitely the better exit. Let's see if he manages to make a move while we have Shadow up ahead, going for the move on perhaps, managing to get it done. And keeping the Ferrari driver behind him. And yeah, but he can't allow Afari to create too much of a gap here, so I think he's gonna look to climb back a few tenths to get back to the gearbox of Afari. And yeah, Unatos making it even worse for himself now, with an additional 3 seconds, which totals up to 13 seconds, which is not gonna help him at the end of the race.
Yeah,
but let's see. He might still get involved in a few battles and etc. Let's see if he. Yeah, oh my god! And we have a 2 wide here between Afari and Shadow making the move on Afari. But now it's just gonna be swapping off positions and trying to maintain a high battery level for all these guys ahead.
And yeah, indeed it is, and I think this is going to be quite similar to how a lot of races panned out last season, where we would have a few cars in the fight for the win, and they would just continue switching places every lap. And it did end up, on a few occasions, coming down to a matter of who was ahead at the right time, having to do a little bit of quick mental maths in the cockpit to figure out when you want to make your move. That can be what decides the outcome of the race. So it's currently the Mercedes of Binmeister in the lead of things, after dethroning the king, perhaps running in 3rd place, and those medium tyres are slowly but surely starting to fade away, and I think same thing seems to be happening for Unatos, who has dropped just a little bit further back from the rest of the queue. You can see that slight gap starting to open up, but they're still very much in their operating window as things stand. They're just not quite at their best, so I think these guys will certainly be able to make it to the end. It's just a case of how much will the advantage swing the other way before the end of the race comes, as Blundy, unfortunately, his end of the race has come a little bit early after, showing great pace today. Unfortunately, things just have not gone his way with all of the chaos that has ensued, and he will be the next retiree in the pit lane. But up at the front of the field, it is still 6 cars with 5 laps to go, fighting it out for the win of the race. Only in LRC do you find these kinds of things, and it's going to be side by side in 2 different areas here, as Afari swoops around the outside to reclaim the lead from Shadow. And I think it was Keyman and AJ who were side by side, but I think they have remained in their current order for the time being, as Mr. Burst is able to make his way past Zoxon and back up into P8.
Wow, okay, wow. I even missed that one, but yeah, a lot of battles going on everywhere. Even Elias at the back of the field having a fight with Phil. Let's just take a quick peek at this while there is no overtakes at the front. And yeah, he's smelling his gearbox, so really close to that. Really close to him.
Yeah,
maybe
Phil is, Phil is on the payroll of the top 6 drivers here. He's keeping Elias well and truly out of this out of the fight here. Unfortunately for him, I think with how things have gone today, he was never really going to be in that fight, despite having the best pace on the track. And he's going to try to use some of that pace to see if he can get himself back up into what'll be P11 provisionally. But I don't think there's any chance of him making his way into the points. Meanwhile, well, the second I say that, seems to be something that's gone on. Maxcon's dropped a couple places now, down to P9. So I think something happened for him. We saw him struggling for grip a little bit earlier on, so perhaps a spin on his own or maybe helped around. But either way, he's going to lose a couple of positions now and going to have a bit of a recovery job to do. Once again, as meanwhile, it is still the same fight going on, and it's going to be going on all the way to the checkered flag here, as the Haas of Q-Man has a little look, has to switch to the outside. Meanwhile, perhaps in Unitas wheel-to-wheel ahead, Haas is trying to make moves here, and there's going to be contact there, fired off towards the inside wall was AJ, but just about keeps it out the barriers, does a great job in doing so, but he is going to lose that position to Q-Man in some very forceful manners. I'm not sure if it was just a snap of oversteer. Meanwhile, we have Aston versus Mercedes, Zuxon versus Mr. Bus wheel to wheel coming through club corner. Hopefully they can keep it clean, just about able to do so. So there we go. That's an example of how it's done to some of the drivers who haven't been able to do that at that corner earlier on. But yeah, with 3 laps, only 3.5 laps to go in this race now, things are starting to get heated once again.
Wow, interesting. There's just a lot of battles here, and we see again inverting positions at the front. So Afari going for the move on Shadow, and getting the move done just to get some action going instead of just staying in a train and proving us wrong. They're just gonna be swapping positions until the end. But let me just look at the energy levels, which are still not visible on a Forest car. So we look at Shadows, and he practically has a full battery. So yeah, as I was saying, it's just now a case of harvesting energy, not wasting too much, maybe upping the pace a little bit, trying to make others waste battery. And yeah, it's all gonna go down in the last 2 laps.
Indeed it is. I do have to wonder if there's some kind of Codemaster's bug with the battery levels. As you can see, Afari now making the re-overtake the lead, but now we're starting to see Shadow fighting it that little bit harder, seeing if there's any opportunity to stay in the lead going into the Vale chicane, but he's going to have to settle to second for the time being. Meanwhile, we've got Mr. Bust and Mr. Zuxon, the 2 Misters at it once again, side by side through Stowe Corner, and it's this time going to be the Aston Martin who comes out on top. So yeah, the battles all the way through the field are going to be continuing on in the same vein that they have been all race long, all the way to the checkered flag it seems. And I think, as I was suggesting earlier on, the pace for the medium tyres has really started to slow a little bit now. Unitas still doing a good job in the Haas. Of course, he will still be disqualified from the order as he is a reserve, so it is technically still a podium finish for perhaps, but I'm sure if there's any chance that he can get it done on the track, he will absolutely be looking to do so. So yeah, there's a lot going on, and what is currently going on is all of the drivers getting quite bunched up here. I think Afari just, I don't know if it's through the corners, just doesn't have the same pace or what, but whenever he's in the lead, things start to get very congested as they make their way through the middle sector of the track.
Yeah, I would guess that would be him just trying to not waste too much battery and not carrying those guys around basically when he's in the lead. So really smart racing from him. I don't expect him to be wasting energy already, and so yeah, he's not spending any energy as we speak. And he's gonna happily just let Shadow... No, not even. He's gonna close the door at Shadow. Yeah. Yeah,
Shadow, I think Shadow is just a little bit cautious there, a bit earlier on the brakes than he could have been. So perhaps maybe he's decided that now is the time to hold off on the moves. It didn't quite look like it, but he did back off, so we'll wait and see, because, well, I'll pause my train of thought for a second. We've got Maxcon side by side with Zuxon going through club corner. Let's see if we can keep it clean for a second time in a row. Not quite this time. So keep it in a straight line at least, as now Nade might just smell some blood in the water. He's got a chance to make up some valuable points here, who has been just sat in P10 for the longest time since the virtual safety car ended, and he might have a chance to make some moves. moves, as meanwhile, there we go, that proves my theory wrong. Binmeister makes the move up into the lead of the race, so he is not playing the patient game, and the ball is now tossed back into Afari's court to see if he wants to be patient and hold off on making the move for the time being, because at some point it becomes beneficial to be the car in second. It seems like whenever you've got DRS, you can make the move with the right amount of battery, so let's see what happens here. We're on the penultimate lap of the race. Is Afari going to go for this move now, or is he going to play it patient and wait in behind?
I guess we'll have to see. We'll have to see, Coolest. But for now, I would be extremely surprised if he just burns all his battery right now. I think he might use a bit just to keep up, but there's no need. As you can see, there's no need. He doesn't even need to shift up.
He's going to play it patient. He's waiting for the final lap. So here we go. It is, the strategy is finally starting to take effect. It's been brewing for a long old time here, and I'll just point out as well that Trimashave, the other Saubit, a lap down, might just be here to see if he can help his teammate out, but I think probably the best thing that he could do is stay well clear of the DRS range of Shadow in that Mercedes as we start the final lap of the race. It's all kicking off further down the order as LAS and Soul changing places now. He's just decided to resign himself to that battle for P11, 12 and 13. Our one-time race leader and the driver who we thought was for sure going to be the favourite to win this race is not going to be scoring any points. That is the drama of LRC for you right there, as now we have Maxcon and Zuxon side by side. Can tell you that while this is going on, the battle for the lead is not going on just yet, so it's going to be going down towards the final straight. Maxcon gets disconnected from the session, so it's not good for him. I think that's going to be him consigned to the final points paying
quite
position.
A big gap between Afari and Shadow already, so I hope Trimmer will not get involved with the battle and he just pulls to the right to let the fast guys go through. But yeah, Afari is 4 tenths back. 4 tenths back. Will that be enough?
Yeah, it's all stringing out on the final lap here. He's closing up through the S's, though obviously everybody using all of the battery that they've got now. Now is the time to go for it. You can see the green on the steering wheel, and the green car is going to make the move round the outside into Stowe. Final lap, and there's contact between the two of them. That's hindered Shadow massively. Can he try to make a dive bomb into the final corner? He's going to send it round the outside at the Vale chicane. They're still side by side. It's going to be a repeat of Season 4, but this time it's going to be Shadow who gets to the line first. Incredible stuff at the finish here, and Shadow takes the victory in the first race of the season here in Season 7. Fantastic stuff from the two of them, just about keeping it clean, and by a tenth of a second, it goes, just like in real life, to Mercedes at Silverstone. What an end to the race, and because of the penalties of Unitas, perhaps storyline of the day gets himself into P3 and onto the podium. What a race! What
a race! As we said last week, like it was meant to be. It was just meant to be. Exciting races in LRC are just make one, honestly. Even if it involves safety cars and some dubious retirements on track, honestly, great track action as always. And congrats to that top. I mean, I would even say the top 8 that behaved well, that, yeah, just gave us some really exciting racing today.
Absolutely. It was fantastic stuff there. What a finish to the race. It's, well, it's almost becoming a bit of a tradition here to have the first race of the season go literally down to pixels at the checkered flag. And it is, yeah, Shadow who takes the victory from Afari, and there is a Ferrari on the podium, but it's not the one you thought it would have been. It is perhaps in third place. What a drive from him, from 10th on the grid, and likewise from Q-Man from 11th on the grid. Obviously his pace would be expected to be a bit better, but still fantastic stuff by him to make his way up the order. And it's AJ in 5th, and Unitas, after those 13 seconds of penalties, unfortunately demoted down to P6. Obviously, it's not a huge disaster for him. He was, like we say, only a reserve here today, but still showed his potential and put in a great drive. Then it's going to be Mr. Bust, a bit disappointed, I reckon, in P7. And then Nade was in 8th, from Zux in 9th, and Maxcon's AI, to be more specific, rounding out the points in P10. There you go. LRC is well and truly back.
We are so back. We are so back. I mean, that was a hell of a race, honestly, and I can't wait for the reactions from the drivers. The interviews are going to be really telling, I think, about this race. And yeah, and the clips for stream section is going to be even better. We're going to get to see a lot of good fights, I assume. So yeah.
We will take a bit of a break. Unfortunately, it is going to be, as you might have predicted, a bit of a squeezed end to the stream here. With obviously we're trying to get everything wrapped up before the Euros final kicks off, but we have about 45 minutes to do that yet. So we will be back in a few minutes' time once we've had a break to calm ourselves down with the driver interviews, and we'll try and take a look at some of the onboards as well. And yeah, that will be in a few minutes. We'll see you then. And welcome back, everybody. We are here once again and ready for some driver interviews. We have the Driver of the Day poll as well. It returns after a perfectly planned week of absence last week. It's back now. You can go and vote on it in the Twitch chat or in League chat, whichever you prefer, and let us know who you think put in the best performance for today. But yeah, aside from that, we'll leave that running in the background, and we can get ourselves started with the first interview, which, as is tradition, we shall get in our race winner, who is, well, unfortunately, not going to be in the briefing, not in the waiting room, so never mind. We'll skip to our, never mind, second place isn't there either. Okay, well, it's unfortunate. Afari and Shadow both deciding that they are going to celebrate in peace, I suppose, or maybe mourn in peace in Afari's case. Who was third? Of course, it was perhaps. We're going to start off with somebody who I predict will win the Driver of the Day vote, but we'll wait and see, and get in the finishman himself. Perhaps. Hello.
Hello.
You're lucky that the that the other two drivers on the podium weren't here, so you get to kick us off as the first interview. And well, what a race that was from you. I think the first thing I've just got to ask is how are you feeling after this?
Pretty good.
Uh-huh.
Was third. Could have. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Honestly, I couldn't agree more. That's great to hear. Okay. Speaking a bit more specifically about the race then. Started in, I think it was P10, if I'm
Yes.
not mistaken. Yeah. Started P10, and you were just sort of quietly having a good race. I think avoided some chaos, made up some place at the start. Was you were in P7 for a while, and then yeah, all of a sudden, all of the chaos kicked off once we had the safety car and the virtual safety car, and suddenly you ended up in third place and fighting for actual track position as one of only two drivers on mediums. So yeah, how was the how did the race go from your end? What was the experience like?
I mean, until the first safety car, it was like I was stuck at seventh because people in front of me had slipstream DRS, whatever, and I wasn't able to catch up. But I also, the person behind me, whoever that was, wasn't able to catch up to me. So I was kind of in no man's land until the safety car came, and I went on the mediums. I thought it was the right. It turns out it was the right decision for me. Had like, the entire safety car period, I was like, man, should I go on hards or whatever? But yeah, after the safety car, people started crashing into each other in front of me constantly. I don't know what happened. And at some point, I ended up in the lead. I was at I don't know what I was doing up until that point. At some point, I just realized, oh, I'm leading. And yeah, then had very good battles with Afivri and who was it? Like Shadow, I think.
Yeah,
Yep.
Shadow, yeah.
And yeah, pretty nice.
Just a regular day in the office. Yeah, I mean,
I mean,
I'm gonna say,
yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say after well, from what we've seen in previous seasons, this is definitely a big leap from you. So, do you think this is this is the true pace? Do you think you're gonna be in a better position on this game, or is this? Do you think it's maybe just more of a one-off? What are your feelings?
I'll do better, but this good I cannot promise.
Okay, fair enough. Well, yeah, I've got to say, it's very good to see you able to get up there and have the pace to just stick with those guys and keep fighting till the end. So yeah, great job in the P3, and most importantly of all, congrats on earning your status as Ferrari #1 driver.
Thank you.
Okay, Aero, you got any questions?
I'm not gonna start with a question. I'm just gonna tell you you're the fucking goat. First of all,
Thanks, man.
Amen.
completely
Amen.
unbiased opinion as your team advisor. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I just wanted to know, like, how was it? How did you feel the moment where you started leading the race and fighting for P1, P2? What was the feeling going on, like, in your head? How were you? Stressed? Happy?
I mean, it was like a momentary. oh fuck, I'm actually in the lead. Oh god, what am I meant to do now? But then it's just like, the people behind me started to catch up, so I just got back into, I don't know, racing mode, and I don't know what happened. Okay, I drove the car and it went well.
Well, let me tell you, you drove it really well today. I mean, yeah, honestly, very good work from you. I could be happier for your first actual race of the season. Yeah, do you expect? Well, I guess Coolest kinda already answered that, but do you expect to be? Well, I'm gonna give it a bit of a twist. Do you expect to be like fighting for midfield positions, top midfield, maybe? I don't know. Let's be crazy. Title contender positions in the standings.
Let's not go that far, maybe. But I feel like top midfield is like my current pace, but obviously this is just the first race, so we can't really tell what other tracks will bring.
Yeah, of course. Well, we've seen a lot of positive things from you today. So yeah, let's see if you can keep with that pace. I mean, it would be really, really good to see that progression from you. But yeah,
indeed.
that's all from me.
All right. Well, in that case, I'll bid you good luck for next week's race in Brazil.
Brazil, hell yeah!
Yeah, I was going to say.
I don't know.
I think that's one of your preferred tracks, if I
It
remember
is, it
correctly.
is.
So yeah, let's see if you can. Well, Brazil usually produces some chaos as well. Maybe just maybe you can go back to back. Maybe we'll see you here again next
We'll
week.
see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. All right. Good luck with that, and we'll see you in a week's time.
All right, see you.
All right.
Yeah, it's still a crazy result, but he takes it in a stride clearly.
Yeah.
Average Finnish driver.
Yeah, just a regular day at the office, you know.
All right, you want to take us away with the second interview?
Yeah, let's see. So following the finishing order, who would be next?
Keyman would be next.
Human. Yeah, sure. I'll get him in then. All right. Hello, Dart Human.
Yo, what's up?
Yo. So, you were basically battling all throughout the race, up and down in positions. Then you were a bit in the back of that top DRS train. How was it seeing all that battling unfold and also being part of some of that battling?
Yeah, that battle was good, honestly. I think I could have got a podium at least if I was still on. Perhaps I could have passed him in the last DRS straight, but I screwed up Maggots and Beckett's, so womp womp, I guess. But I still got P4. I'll take it, I guess, with Silverstone being one of my worst tracks in the F1 game. So, um, I'll still take a P4, I guess. So.
Yeah, pretty good result. I mean, after what you've shown in preseason, having more drivers and being in a track that you said clearly that you don't like as much and you don't perform as well in. I mean, yeah, I think it's a solid result, and I think it's kind of consolidates that you're gonna be a clear contender for podiums this season. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think so too. Maybe a win here and there, but I'm gonna. There's a few drivers that are faster than me. Actually, a good handful if I were to get an actual win. But I would say yeah, basically fine for podiums, third and second, and all that good stuff. Yeah, that race was pretty intense, low key. Um, uh, this guy Tim, all right,
Right.
lap down already on lap 4. For some reason, he's slow on the racing line. I'll come out of the final corner. I could avoid him, but I have such a slow reaction time, and I hit in his rear. But my part for having a slow reaction and getting wing damage and running into him, but also his fault for spinning out and staying on a racing line and being like going like 10 miles an hour. So that I thought my race was over, but the safety car saved me. So repair the wing, put on the hards, and work my way up the field.
Yeah, I mean, really well done from that. I mean, I hope you do have a clip for that.
I do. Yep.
All right, perfect. So if it's posted in clips for stream, we'll happily take a look at that because I think that's something we have missed in the middle of all this movement at the start of the race and all throughout the race, to be honest. So yeah, I mean that's all I have to ask you, and I want to congratulate you for the very good result. And yeah,
Thank you.
Coolest, do you have anything to add to the interview?
Yeah, I'll just I'm curious to I'm curious to know what the mental state was like and what the strategy was, I suppose, in that six-way fight. Did you think that you could win at any point, or were you just trying to focus on what was happening in the moment?
Focus on what happened in the moment. I didn't think I was gonna win it past everyone, but I just told myself, get past as many cars as possible, past MaxCon, past Young Sav. Try to get perhaps, but maybe a few more laps I could have gotten him, but you know, uh, perhaps was good at defending. So also I screwed up back into Beckett. So yeah. It was man, my my heart was beating out my chest because because I didn't think I was making all those moves and all that good stuff because everyone was defending so hard for their lives. Like and then everyone was trying to pass Ben Meister and Afari and they forgot about me. Like come on now.
Yeah, I think it was a great drive from you, especially with the wing damage. It was a very, very good recovery, and yeah, I think you can definitely be happy with that result heading into Sao Paulo. You've made your presence known. So,
Oh.
how do you think next week's race is going to go?
Sao Paulo. Oh no. Yeah, I'm not good at Sao Paulo, so it should be interesting. All I gotta say, I'm not good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's fair enough. To be fair, we had quite a lot of drivers saying that they weren't good here in Silverstone, so maybe it'll be the same thing again. But I think Brazil's probably a bit more of a popular track. Either way, we'll wish you the best of luck, and yeah, congratulations on a solid start to the season.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, interesting interview there from Dart. Kind of showing that he was a bit very involved with the race. We can say that in a way.
Yeah, in the thick of things.
Yeah.
Okay. With that done, we can move to the next interview.
I
Checking
think
who's
we
next
should
on the
get
list.
maybe.
Unitas would be next.
I would
I
say
believe.
maybe we should get Elias because he looked to be a bit of in a rush to get his interview
Okay.
done. So yeah, if you don't mind, I'll just move it in.
All right. Sure thing.
All right.
Let's get in our not race winner for once.
Yeah.
He's not first interview for once, so enjoy it while it lasts. Elias, welcome to the commentary booth after what should have been a good day for you. Looked like it was going to be a typical Elias day, but unfortunately, well, you got Silverstone. So yeah, talk
Yeah,
us through
yeah.
it.
I guess I don't have a good relationship with this track.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not a good day today. Quality was good, the start was good. But then I had a collision with nuclear bubble. Then after that, the VSC came out. So I thought it might be a longer one, a longer VSC, right? So I boxed for new mediums because the hards felt awful, honestly.
So
And I was confident. Like I thought maybe I could catch them because I knew I had the pace to. Since we were under VSC, I wanted to box. I boxed. I got a 10-second penalty. Yeah, and then
so,
yeah, and then the VSC ending, bro. I'm cooked.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
My driver is
I
finished.
yeah.
I was very curious about what happened there. So, what do you know what the penalty was for? So I saw it
Uh,
was for overtaking, apparently.
it was overtaking, but I was in the pit lane, bro. It-
Huh.
I mean, you shouldn't get a penalty, right?
Yeah, this is very bizarre. I don't know, maybe they're trying to patch the the fucking what was his name? I forget his name. The Williams who did that from last season. I can't remember. Pole diver, yeah. They're trying to patch the pole diver exploit where he overtook about 7 cars on the way into the pits and then ended up in the lead. Yeah, well, I think, yeah, it certainly could have been a better day for you. You were kind of screwed from that. How was the fight at the end of the race? 'Cause it seemed like you and you, Phil, and Saul were having a nice battle for the wooden spoon there.
Yeah, for P11, bro. We're not fighting for anything, man. But it was fun, at least.
I
But
think
then I just
actually,
gave up, to be honest. I was,
I think,
yeah, I was so tired.
yeah, I think to be fair, you did yourself a good job at least because with you being P11, having one reserve in the top 10, that will mean a P10 finish. You will get 1 point on the board. So yeah,
Let's go.
great job with that. Fantastic debut from Lrc. The young prodigy is looking great here in LFC. Anyway, that's all the questions
I'm
from
not
me.
finished.
Yeah, Error, do you have anything else to ask?
Yeah, I mean, first off, must be a bit of a disappointing race as a result of that collision with Nuclear, and that's what I wanted to ask about. So, it felt like going into well, after the last chicane, going into the last corner, that you had at least a part of your car alongside him, but maybe not enough. What do you make out of this incident?
While I wasn't half alongside, he, I felt like he turned like very suddenly, and he could see me doing the switchback before. I was going for a switchback, um, but I don't know, man. Even if I was, yeah, I wasn't half alongside. I was still approaching him, and then he turned suddenly, like my car wasn't there. So
Right.
it was just a weird incident.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think I'm 100% positive that's gonna be something that's gonna be looked at by the stewards. But yeah, I mean, it looked a bit weird on stream. I mean, of course, a few strategy calls and etc. kind of made it worse for you. Uh,
Yeah.
so yeah, on the driving side, apart from what happened and apart from the bad pace on the mediums, were you happy with your only qualifying run? That needs to be mentioned. You still got pole with only one run on in quali. So, what do you make of this? Is it a very good sign for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I mean, I was happy with my first run. I was pushing really hard on my last run. Um, but I think I made a mistake like at the beginning of sector 2. I just lost a lot of time there, so yeah, I mean, um still though I did get pole that first lap. It was good enough to be 6 tenths ahead. I'm confident that I can um continue fighting in the next like in the upcoming races. I know myself. I know how much pace I've got. So just because I had one bad race doesn't mean that I'm out of this. It's still a pretty long season. I mean, we have 12 races left, so yeah, it's only the first race.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you're clearly the second driver now, though, so you're gonna have to
Yeah.
respect perhaps a bit more now.
You stole my final
He's the
question.
lead. Yeah, he's the lead for Ollie now.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
coolest, for the robbery.
Yeah, we'll see how the team orders play out on that side. You're going to have to give him a toe and all that in
Yeah.
qualifying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
I don't know.
you won't believe this, bro. You know he did qualifying without deploying overtake. He didn't know he was supposed to do that.
Yeah, we have watched that happen twice. So
Yeah, I thought that there was something going on with the game. I thought it was like a bug or something, but no.
No, I asked him
Okay.
on his second lap. He was like, "Oh, I was on medium ERS." I was like, "Bro, do you not deploy your overtake?" And he was like, "Are you supposed to do that?"
yeah, okay, so
This is the man who just beat you by 7 places.
I'm
yeah,
finished,
well,
bro.
you got outclassed by a guy that doesn't use hot lap, so yeah, let that sink in. But no, but of course, yeah, I mean, great display from your teammate, and of course, great display until the incident from your side. I mean, I don't think we needed any other proof that in one lap pace you're, if not the fastest, one of the fastest drivers consistently in LRC. So yeah, that's just more proof of that. And yeah, now I guess it's just some things to iron out racecraft wise and strategy wise, and yeah, I think you can be up for a good start of a season. But yeah,
Yeah, hopefully, it goes uphill from now. And yeah, I'm confident. I mean, Brazil, not one of my best tracks, but still, I think I can do well. I'm expecting Fari to be fast in Brazil. Uh, Generally, like the first half of the season, they're not my strongest tracks, but then like after that, um, should have an advantage there. But yeah, looking forward to it. It's a very good calendar.
Mhm. All right. Well, I think it's gone gone on long enough. Unless there's anything else you want to say, then we can move on. And bid you good luck for Brazil.
I actually have something to talk about this
Oh,
time. I'm
okay.
not winning.
sorry for all the next
Yeah.
interviewers.
Unfortunate. All right. Well, yeah. We'll see you next time out in Brazil, and we'll see if you're able to reclaim your spot back at the top.
I think I can. I think I can do it. I'm gonna get taken
Alright.
out, man.
All right. We'll see you then. Good luck.
Okay. Well, well.
Okay.
Okay. So I know we have Nade and Trimmer that want interviews. I'm not sure if there was anyone
Mhm.
else that wanted. But I guess you can
Okay.
get in Nade as a starter.
Sure thing. Who's? I've completely forgotten now. Whose turn is it? Are you taking this one or am I?
I can take it. Honestly, I'm as
Okay.
lost as you.
Okay.
So,
Error can take it, guys.
yeah, no, I never said that. Okay, so hello Nade. Welcome to our commentators
Hello.
booth.
Hello, hello.
So you've kind of gotten us used to an incredible race. I'm saying that just because of the preseason race, yes, just because of one race. But yeah, so it feels like a bit of a, how can I say, underperformance maybe from your side this race. Would you consider it as such, or do you think it's where you belong, or maybe somewhere in the middle?
Hmm. I'm not sure. It's the first race, and Silverstone isn't my strongest track. It's one I normally struggle with, but I was happy with the pace. Obviously, not the best, but yeah, I just got a bit shafted with the strategy. Um, I think the fastest one was top to hard with the safety car, but I mean hindsight is 2020. But yeah, I tried to make the best out of it and got some points.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, that's already something. That's a better start than some other drivers who have either retired or not finished the point. So I guess that's always something to take home. How do you fare your chances in Brazil next?
Brazil, it is a little better than Silverstone for me, but
Okay.
I'm not expecting a lot, and I'm gonna be more careful with the strategy next time. Um, but yeah, I'm just gonna sit down and do my job as I always do, and just see what comes out of it.
Yeah, I mean, of course, we saw the quali pace was actually, I think, it was good from your side. We saw that it was more of the maybe the race pace, as you mentioned, and the strategy that didn't pay off. So, yeah, I mean, let's hope for a better race in Brazil for you, and we know you can achieve some pretty good results if you're in the right conditions. So,
Yes.
yeah, I wish you good luck for that in Brazil. I'm not sure if Coolest has anything to ask.
Sure. I always I can always have something. So I think it was certainly. I think it looks a bit worse than it was. I would say for that race because you were running pretty well and up until the decision to not pit under the first safety car. I think is where it started
Hmm.
to go downhill. So yeah, I think if that hadn't happened, where do you think you could have ended up? Because it seemed like your pace was still generally there or thereabouts.
Yeah, I think I would have ended a little bit like towards the top five. Um, I mean, my the stint on the soft when I got caught up to Maxcon and Mr. Soxon, I probably shows that I had the pace. Um, and also a big problem, as I had mentioned, was the quali pace. It was good, but my last lap I messed up the first sector, so I lost like 2 tenths there. So that would have put me
Mhm.
P4, and I would have missed a lot of the normal lap one chaos that happens.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, that's what ifs, you know.
yeah. I
So
think it's just a few little things here and there to improve on. I think
mhm.
there is more to come from Nade just yet. We'll wait and see what happens next time around. Next time it is going to be Brazil. So you think that's going to be a better track for you?
I hope in this game the physics I actually like them a little bit more. I know they're not the favorite among the wider community, but it benefits a little bit of my driving style. So yeah, I'm happy to just to manage to like manage the car a little bit, and yeah, let's hope Brazil is a good race.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't think you have to hope too hard. Brazil is like naturally produces good races, especially in LLC. If the qualifyings have been close so far, I can only imagine in Brazil we're going to have the whole grid split by about 5 tenths. So, yeah, it's going to be
Yeah,
important to bring your A game there, and hoping for your sake that it can be uh, a stronger performance than this one, but still, I think it'll be P7 once the results are adjusted. So a good start to the season for you, and
yeah,
we look forward to seeing you again next week.
yeah. Same. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome, anytime.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you then.
Yeah, goodbye. All right.
Okay.
So we could get Trimmer in.
Who else asked for interviews? Was he the last one, or was
Yeah,
I would
I think
I would
so.
assume.
But I
I
think
was gonna say I would assume that Sol probably wants an interview as well, and maybe Phil.
it both of them didn't react to the message, so I don't think they want to.
They may have just ignored you. Yeah, so Phil definitely ignored you.
Okay, so
Okay.
all right.
Who's next? Who's next in the order then? Let's see. Out of the people there, it would be. Well, it would be Sol next. Okay, well, that's convenient.
Okay.
Let's get him in. Sol, hello. Hello, Sol.
Hello.
You there? Okay, there we go. Well, I think not the ideal first race for you. Things just not going to plan. I think involved in some incidents, if I remember correctly, as well. One specifically with your teammate wasn't ideal.
Yes.
But yeah, how was the race as a whole for you? Because we didn't get to see you too much through it.
Um, it wasn't really, or I wasn't really that fast or had a good pace, but I had like exciting fights at least with like Phil and Pelias at the end and like Soxon at the start, which was good. But I got caught up in a few incidents and bad strategy took me out of contention
Mhm.
for points.
Yeah, I think were you one of the drivers who didn't pit on the first safety car?
Yes.
I see. Yeah, I think everybody who made that mistake has ended up in pretty much the same position. So, yeah,
Yes.
it's just unfortunate, but at least it gives you some hope that a better result is definitely going to be possible in the upcoming races. So, you think Brazil's going to fare better for you next time?
I might not be there because vacation.
Ah, okay. Well,
Maybe like
I suppose.
next two races. I'm not gonna be
Okay,
there.
I see. In that case, I'll say for the rest of the season, then, what are your expectations? What are your hopes?
I hope for points. Otherwise, Chinese F4. May driving
Okay,
like Paris today.
fair, fair enough. Okay, well, that's the last question I have is: would you like to give any comment on the incident with your teammate AJ?
Um, he was rejoining the track, so yeah, I
Yeah,
was just driving normally, taking my normal line.
yeah. I was gonna say it's a pretty black and white incident. We'll see what the stewards have to say about it, but yeah, I think certainly he did at least end up having a good result in the end, but still room for Red Bull to improve as a team, I think, from here on out.
Yes.
But Yeah. Anyway, that's my questions done. Harry, you got anything else?
No, not really. Honestly, I just hope to, I just hope to see you achieving better results in the next few races. I think Brazil is something that is a track that maybe could see you have a better chance at achieving points. What do you think of that?
No, I don't like Brazil.
Well, then I retract my statement.
It's mid, overrated.
Yeah, just like everything about Brazil. I agree.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's basically everything from me.
Yes.
Okay. In that case, we'll see you whenever we next get to see you after your vacation. Hopefully, maybe it's able to give you some injection of pace. I don't know.
Hopefully.
All right. We will see you soon then. Bye bye.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Wait.
No,
Oh,
he's gone.
hang on. Okay, hang on. Hang on. What did you want to say?
A request for clips for stream. I joined them. Yes.
Maybe.
Special commentator.
Maybe.
Special.
Yeah, we'll make okay.
well-
We'll make an exception for Swedish people in Sega.
Oh, shut
Okay.
up.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. Let's get.
Okay.
I think Trimmer has been waiting for a long time. We should probably
Yeah.
get him.
Trimmer's been waiting for a while. We'll get Trimmer, and
Yeah.
then we can wrap it up with Phil.
I think Unit also wants the interview. Well,
Oh,
we'll see.
Okay. Just. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Hello, Trimmer sucks. So,
Yes. me.
yeah, I see. I keep track of the names. See, I'm a good
Yeah.
commentator, right? So, well, a lot happened. But I think the people that you've seen most during this race was your pit crew. So, do you remember the names of each individual?
So there's Jerry. He's the main front jack.
Right?
Uh,
No, is it Jerry or
Larry-
Jack?
Jerry.
Oh,
Yeah, Jerry is the front jack. And there's Jill in the back.
all right.
So front left tire was Billy. I don't know the rest of the tire guys. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Nah, it's okay.
I was looking mainly at the front left tire.
Maybe you need a bit more stops during this race. But yeah,
Yeah.
so just I guess tell us what the fuck just happened for you to pit 7 times.
I don't know. I just kind of felt like it.
All right.
Well, okay. I had to pit first lap because I had damage, but it didn't change my front wing, so I had to go again on the next lap.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah. And 2 drive-throughs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that also happened. I got
Uh-huh.
I got distracted a bit.
Yeah, it happens.
Twice.
Yeah, and then there was no point, and I just decided to pit a few more times because
Mhm.
I want to get close to the pit crew. You know, they're
Yeah,
really good
I mean,
guys. They did some great pit stops today.
I was going to say with with you being at Sauber, that's obviously one of the challenges that you've got to overcome. So I respect that from you,
we're
giving them
training
them
together.
training. Exactly.
Yeah,
I think that's.
I mean, they
that-
made a mistake. They didn't give me the front wing I wanted the first time, and essentially ruined my race. But you know, we learn and we move on.
Exactly. It'll pay dividends in the long run. You're going to come to the next few races, so you're going to be 1.5 second pit stops every time.
Yes. Oh, we're gonna cook.
Okay. Well, speaking of those next races, Brazil. Do you prefer that track?
I won't be there.
Okay. Well, that's not ideal.
I won't be there. I won't be for Spa either. So
Okay.
it's gonna be back to Suzuka. Oh no.
Oh,
Maybe
no.
you'll want to extend those vacations.
Yeah,
I'm
guys,
extending it to the next game, maybe. This is not working out for me.
Guys, I'm sick this year. I can't do it. I
I'm
just can't
sick
make it.
this year.
I'm moving to a 9-month vacation to
Guys, I'm pregnant, so
I think
Yes.
May.
Yeah, until
That's
Anyway,
unfortunate.
the trailer for F125 releases.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm permanently moving to F1 Manager as soon as it comes out. I'm gonna. I don't know what I'm gonna do actually. I'll figure it out.
Well,
So basically, so you heard it here first. Trimmer should be in the title fight this season. He's going to be bouncing back next week strong, and I think he's going to be right up at the front of the field,
Oh
showing
yeah,
LAS.
I was at the front on the last lap.
Yeah, I guess if
I- I had a really good idea to give DRS on the last lap to Alfari if he was in first, but he wasn't in first,
Yeah,
so that was a
yeah.
waste of time.
Okay,
yeah,
Elias.
that was unfortunate.
A big brain move did not work. Hey, at least
But
I
if we-
wouldn't have crashed into them.
Like if we turned
So-
off, if we turned the UI off on the final lap, then we could have said that you won the race.
I mean, why didn't you?
Like I'm not the one. I'm not the one doing the streaming. You can blame it.
What? So, sorry, I was distracted. But yeah, it was probably something invalid. Anyway, so yeah, thank you for being here. I hope to see you in Japan, and I think
will
you
be-
don't hope
I
to
am
see me in
glad to
Japan.
not be here.
Yeah.
Glad not to be here.
I don't-
Okay, well,
We will not be back. It's so over. Ugh.
Well, thank you anyway for the interview today, and yeah, we'll see you when
Alright,
we see you.
You wanna stream the Eurofinals now?
No, I have a stream to finish, man.
That cares. Who are you gonna interview? Like, who's left?
Phil and Tim
Irrelevant.
and Unatos.
Irrelevant.
No, they're all more relevant than your miserable 7 pit stops. All right,
No, those were better. Those are better.
I don't think so.
okay,
Well,
but
No, I think we
you
achieved
can't
some meaningful
you can't-
results.
you can't beat Tim's 7 spins in 3 laps though.
kinda true. Kinda true.
Yeah, I didn't spin though. That's good.
Aren't you on TC?
No, I actually had it disabled.
Turned
This
it off
time.
for this race. Yeah.
Oh.
I was on manual gearbox. Yeah, manual gearbox and no traction control
God
for the
damn.
first time.
All right.
Surprisingly, I have like similar pace at the moment to.
That's good. Well, only up from here then. You've got to come back for Japan then. I think that's what it means.
Yep.
You've got to come
Yeah,
back.
the only
You will
the
be
only
better.
issue is that the game still keeps lagging every few seconds, which slows me down like maybe 3
Yeah,
4
I can-
tenths a lap.
I can relate to that. I can relate
So
to that.
there's basically whatever I do, I'm still gonna be in the back. So basically, like, you know,
It'll probably be
Sisyphus,
fine. You should just it'll be fine. I think.
Sisyphus
Okay.
struggle trying to work out this game.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see you whenever the hell we see you.
All right,
Hopefully, it's
I'll go
sooner
push
rather
the
than
boulder.
later.
I'll go push
All
the
right. Have
boulder
fun. Have fun.
All right.
I'll see you soon.
Goodbye. All right. So we get Phil in. All right.
Yes.
Is it you? Is
Yeah.
it me now?
I think it's. I forgot again.
I'll just take it from here.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Hello, Phil.
Hello.
Hello.
You're really quiet. If you could get a bit closer to the mic, that would be
Is it
appreciated.
better now?
Yeah,
Is
it
better
is much
now?
better. Thank you.
Yeah.
It is
very
much
good,
better.
Phil. Very
Yep.
good.
So, my first question is: you have led the race for a few laps, of course, on a shaky strategy call. Yeah, did you realize maybe at the end of the safety car that it would be a bad strategy call, or did you just go for it and you just believed in it?
I kind of hoped for a second safety car. And when the VSC hit, I thought to myself, yes, at least this counted. But I think I made the wrong tire choice in the end. But, well, I think my pace was kind of alright. It's still Silverstone, as I said last week. Silverstone, I still have no idea what is wrong with this track. So, yeah, and then I made the wrong decision with the heart. So, it is what it is.
Yeah, maybe not the best strategy calls, that's for sure. But yeah, your restart though, I gotta talk about this because we were kind of hyping up the stream just before the restart. We were saying like there was like 4 or 5 guys, including you, at the front. We were on like
Which
used.
client? Which client were you using?
Huh?
Which client? Which hacked client were you using, bro? You've got to
Which-
share it. Share it with the group.
Bad Lion. No,
Nice.
no, I just put in the throttle. I put my car on overtake, got some good input, I guess, and then I went for it, and it worked out really well on the start.
Yeah, I mean, and it was at the really, I mean, the most predictable spot you could ever go. So honestly, a really good job. Honestly, you created a comfortable gap behind, and you created your restart. Managed to create a gap, like basically between everyone in the top 6, which was something we haven't seen in the previous game. And yeah, I don't know, it's weird, but yeah, congrats on that.
Yeah, it was a really good restart. I don't know how. But what do I want to say? I think maybe I adjusted the exact moment where some other cars were just in a corner behind, probably, and like that it's way harder to get the grip there. So I guess that's what helped me here.
Uh, Possibly, I would guess, but I think the main culprit of that is you being just having a good restart, to be honest. So
Or maybe that sometimes shit hits right.
yeah, sometimes you gotta take credit. So yeah, are you gonna be racing in Brazil by any chance?
Yeah, I will be definitely.
Okay.
I don't know about Brazil. I haven't driven it yet at all in this game, so maybe 2 laps. And it feels kind of understeery, but maybe it was a setup issue. I don't know. So I will see how it worked. But knowing Brazil, from other leagues, from other seasons, I don't have any luck there. Especially considering, was it season 5? Season 5, yeah. Considering season 5, especially um, where everything happened. I hope I just get points, basically.
Which is fair. It's yeah, it's a fair objective. I think you can of course achieve more than that. But yeah, it's gonna depend on a lot of things. And yeah, Brazil I feel like is quite safety car prone, so I guess that's something
Yeah,
we're gonna have to.
but at least I think I have better understanding of how the track actually works.
Yeah, I guess
Mm.
that's a positive thing.
Like the loop, especially for me, is still a challenge. It's better in this game now, but Luffield is like impossible. I don't get this corner. It should be deleted from this game.
It's a great corner, to be honest.
No.
Well, anyway, you're talking to a Silverstone enjoyer, of course. I'm gonna be
Yeah, I
biased.
gotta side with Phil on this one.
Yay! I have a supporter. I'm really looking forward to Japan, of course. I hope I can make a better impact there, especially hopefully get again a podium, which I do really love in Japan. So let's see.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, you're getting ahead of yourself a little bit. We've still got a few weeks before we get there, but I appreciate the
It's
excitement.
only 2 weeks. Okay.
I think it's 3. It's
Is it
it's
3?
it's the fourth. It's the fourth race, not the third. Yeah,
Then I'm being even more. What is after Brazil then?
it's Belgium.
Okay, that's also really good. The new Belgium is really fun.
Okay. Well, yeah, I think definitely. Then seems like you can have an
A better
upward
time.
streak. Yeah,
A better time.
an upwards trend from here. So, we'll see how it goes. See if you're back to your best in Brazil, and see if if the drivers around you and the game allows you to be at that best as well. See if you
Also,
can get
shout
a
out
better result.
to Elias and Solheim. Great battle.
Yeah, it did look like it. Okay. In that case, yeah, we'll let you go and see you
Yes.
for next week in Brazil. Good luck.
Yes, goodbye.
Bye.
All right. And then there was, I actually don't
Tim?
know who out of the last 3 guys went into.
Tim, and
Okay,
then we've got Unitas.
Okay, we will get Tim in first to see. Actually, no, let's save Tim for last since he had, save the best till last, right?
Right.
All right, we'll get Unitas in next. You wanna take this one?
Yeah, sure.
Oh wait, no, you hang on. You
No,
did
no,
Phil.
you
I'll
do
this
that
one.
one. Yeah.
I'll do this one. Okay. All right.
Hello.
Unitas. I apologize for making you wait so long. Hello. So,
No problem.
welcome into the commentary booth after your first race here in LFC. I think it seemed to go pretty well for you. Obviously, penalties weren't ideal, but otherwise, it seemed like a good first race. How was it for you?
Yeah, well, I had a lot of fun. I didn't really have a lot of time to practice, obviously, because I got told I had to race 10 minutes before we started. So I kind of went in blind. I asked a friend for a setup, and I just went for it. And it went pretty well, yeah. So I had at the start I had very good pace, so I just stayed with the top 3. Made a move, I had an amazing start as well, so that helped a lot. But then pit lane, somebody was trying to overtake me into the pit lane, which was very smart, of
Oh my
course.
God.
But then I got kind of scared by that, so I hit the throttle again, and then I sped into
I
the
see.
pit
I
lane.
see.
It was really unfortunate, but it is what it is. And from there, I still had good pace. I was kind of out of it unless there was another safety car, so I could serve the penalty. So
Yeah.
from there, it was just driving. I finished P3 on track, which I'm pretty happy with. I almost spun at the final corner. I don't know if you guys saw, but
I did notice that. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
there was a lot to take in on the final lap, but
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it was
battles
it was- it
were
was-
nice. All the battles were nice. I had a bit of contact at some point. It was my fault. I just didn't see someone, but it wasn't too bad.
mhm.
He ended up winning the race, so I guess it helped somehow.
Yeah, I think it was a very good debut from you. Got to see you in, like you say, some great battles along the way, and ended up with 3rd place on the road. So good start. And do you think you'll be able to make it to next week's race in Brazil? And if so, how do you think it'll go?
I'm missing the next one sadly because it's my birthday, so I probably won't have a lot of time.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And then
After
after that,
that-
I'm on holiday. But after
Okay.
that, I've got a bunch of time, so I think we'll be
Okay,
in
very
Japan
good.
then.
It would be, yeah.
Yeah, I love that track. I'm very fast there, so I'll see if I can actually get on the podium this time instead of on track.
That's what we like to hear. Yeah, I think I see no reason why not. Arrow, you got any more questions?
No, not a question. Just wanted to congratulate you because as a rookie to LRC, it's sometimes tough to get a good result and have a relatively clean race. So yeah, congrats on that. You also displayed great pace. So yeah, just wanted to congratulate you on that, and yeah, and to wish you good luck for the future races you'll be doing with us.
Thank you very much.
All right. In that
I'll
case,
go enjoy the Euros final right now.
Yeah.
Indeed. We'll see you soon.
Yeah. Goodbye. Thanks.
Goodbye. All right. So
All right. Last but not least,
Imoteo.
we like to save a treat for you all. So here we go. Tim Appenbleischer. Let's get him in.
Imoteo.
Welcome. Tim, are you alive?
Yep.
Tim, I would really hate to fail to deliver on our promises for a 2nd week in a row.
I think the viewers are expecting content from you, Tim. You know,
the viewers have been waiting for this. This is what they tuned in for.
this is not to watch your race, man. Believe me. This is to hear your voice. You know, the interview,
Yeah,
the cream of the crop.
It-
You know.
I think we'd have to ban you if you. Oh,
Yep. We have an intruder.
Good day, I am Tim.
I don't think you're Tim.
I am Tim. I have a Swiss accent and I spin all the time. So ask away.
okay. So this was a pretty big race by your standards. P17 to P17. Pretty nice. How
Holy
many?
shit,
How
I'm
many?
good.
How many? How many spins in total today?
I think I didn't break my new record, but it must have been at least 12.
Yeah, very good. And the 500G impact into the wall. How's that doing on the neck that took you out of the race?
Man, I'm dead.
Wow, that's truly incredible. Oh, I think Tim just joined the call.
Hello guys, it's Tim here. I'm sorry for being
Yo.
late.
It's okay,
It's
Tim.
okay. We forgive you.
Who the fuck is you, Tim? Go away, Tim.
It's your doppelganger.
I'm Tim.
It's Tim.
Tim with double M or something like that.
No, just Tim.
So Tim,
I-
Tim
I-
All right,
two.
guys. So let's have a 1v1 right now. So fight it out. Tesco parking lot.
All right. So
but
Tim V2. I had
Who's the
to
real
ask.
Tim?
I had to ask. Why'd you
Yeah.
put butter in your rear tires this race?
It gives extra tire life.
All right. Thank you, Tim.
Thanks, Tim. I think I'll have to. I'll keep that strategy in mind going forwards. So next race, obviously, Tim, we have Brazil. Produced an interesting one for you in season 2 last season, or not in season 2, in tier 2 last season. and also in Tier 1 as well. You made the interesting decision to stay out on dry tires in the rain, in the pouring rain, at the end of the race, and that didn't go very well for you. So what's the strategy for this next try at Brazil?
I want
The
to spin
fastest
more.
one.
Sorry, Tim. I think you spoke over Tim.
Oh, sorry.
I I think I want to spin more. If it rains, I'm gonna go on wet, and no, if dries, and if it is wet, I'm gonna go on the
Dries.
wet. You know what I mean?
That's great.
It's all about the spins.
I love your bold strategies, Tim.
I know that I'm known for that. You remember Singapore in Survive the Drift?
Yeah, when you won the race, yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Exactly. But I didn't spin enough then, so I
Yeah.
was really washed then.
Yeah, it's pretty poor. Okay, Tim, you got any question? Arrow, you got any questions?
No, okay, I'm not Tim. No,
Yes, you
I've got no questions. Um,
Hello.
yeah. Shut up. So, yeah, do we have what are we expecting for the next race, Tim, in Brazil? Of
We
Tim.
have-
We just
E21.
All right, thank you, Tim.
That's the strategies.
All right, thank you, P25 merchant.
thanks, Tim.
Yeah, thank you, Tim.
All right, so
All right, it's time for clips for stream, man.
it's time for the clips. With all of that said and done.
All right, so Tim left. Okay, so let me just switch to the right scene. What the fuck am I seeing in league chat? Okay.
I think
Clips
it's
for stream.
Tim.
Shut up. None for any reason. All right. So let me get the screen here. Should I stream without sound for you guys?
Yeah, that's fine.
Just do it without.
I probably should, yeah. So
Save my ears.
yes. All right, and then let me just switch the scene for the people at home from the people, the garage, back at the factory. Okay, so we've got the
That's
first clip.
No, it's above. It's above. Yeah, even more above. No.
Oh, sorry.
Fuck you.
Wrong button.
DNF on purpose.
Even
for a
more
friend.
above. There are even more.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, but
there's quite a few.
yeah,
Okay.
but we'll just look at this one because this one was an interesting. So I think it was Bloody going for a move here on. Who was that?
AJ.
Oh, on AJ.
Asking for a friend. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Still getting the close call again.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what kind of gap Blindy saw. I feel like he might have just missed his breaking point or something.
I think he created the
Is it-
gap, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah. He created the gap in HA's side, but
So, mind you, he was still side by side with Perhaps, and then he decided to go for a move
Yeah.
on the car ahead. Yeah, maybe not.
average online lobby move.
Yeah. Interesting. So that's probably gonna be a move we're gonna see in the tickets. Let me just scroll. Okay, so this is the first one. Let's look at this. So this is the start of the race from Phil's POV.
No,
I got-
start
I got-
like human.
I got a really good start.
Yeah, very good start.
Yeah,
Trying to get to the inside.
this line
Passing
is
the
so
goat to
suicidal.
get into P10.
But wait, there's more.
Ouch!
Oh.
Ouch!
The goat was trying to come through.
Yeah, you should have just let him go. To be honest.
Yeah, I did in the end.
Pretty
Okay.
average start, to be honest.
Yeah, I had to back out because it would have been free right into the fucking loop. That would have been
Yeah.
very painful.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
you,
I wanted
you,
to
you
see
did
that.
the right thing there, average.
I cut it here. No,
Ah.
it goes on. Next clip. Continue.
I don't like this because yeah, I need to switch tabs. If you want to resubmit the clip nuclear as an actual like clip, I would really appreciate it.
Just put a question mark behind. Often that works
Huh?
in the embed, but the nuclear has to do that.
Oh, okay.
Copy
Right.
the link, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll try to copy the link. Yeah. And put
Yeah,
a
I
question mark
can do
behind.
that. Like this?
No. Behind like the J, like the last letter.
Oh, so that's in front.
Try
Okay.
question, yeah. And if it try if it works.
Nope.
No, put,
Alright.
put another, no, put another letter behind it. Just a random letter.
6.
Ah!
Oh,
Would
okay,
you look
right.
at that? Hackman.
That's, yeah, actually.
Alright, let's look then.
One of the hard tire runners. In the meantime,
So
though,
this is a clip
Elliot
from our
has
stream.
made his way past one of the medium tire
What's
runners,
leading?
gets himself ahead of Soul.
Yeah.
and
One of
into
the
what is
now
now 3
P4
good
on the
laps
road
for
as there's
Phil.
infighting
Going
Yeah.
on between the medium runners.
don't,
This
like,
is not what they
until
need,
the
and Elias is going to look to
safety car
capitalise on the inside of
Yeah, that's
MaxCon,
what I
and
guess.
MaxCon turns in.
Yeah,
Both of them
I
vault
gotta
the
say,
curve.
I
MaxCon
would
ends up
tend to agree. I don't think he was never going to be able to make the move, and I don't think he was alongside enough. So obviously it'll go to the stewards, but from the way that I would read it, I think that's certainly more on him. Nuclear doesn't have to give him space there.
Yeah, I would have to agree here because I mean it's clear that Elias wants to go for the switchback and he has the
Going
speed,
on between the medium
the
runners.
speed
This is
advantage.
not
Let
what
me
they-
just reduce
this
the
is not what
volume
they
here.
capitalise on.
But yeah, oh my god, that frame is ridiculous.
Yeah, both of them getting launched.
Yeah, I think that's why I had that reaction on stream because yeah, that's basically what prompted it. But yeah, I think I would have to agree with you guys. This would be more on Elias, in my view, that's for sure. Let me just see if we can look at the aftermath of this because I think that that was Sol getting past the both of them. So that's the only move you did the whole race, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
Look at that
MaxCon
goat.
turns in.
Very
Both
nice.
of them vault the curve.
Augustine,
MaxCon
stand
ends
that
up
up.
sideways across the track.
And we see Nuclear
Here-
there.
Here in the Augustine Casino.
Yes, Mr. Wait. And then we're gonna scroll back to the top where perhaps lives. Wait. What?
So this one.
This.
Yeah, this one.
Okay.
That's my battle with Cumin now.
Okay, perfect. So we're gonna have a look at that. Now they're having a bit of a moment there. That allows Dart, Phil to go side by side with Dart.
I think Nadia lost about 4 places from that.
Yeah, that
So
was
memory
quite bad.
serves.
Now I'm P13. Fucking great.
And so you can hear Phil being really happy about it because he didn't crash with Cuban.
I didn't crash with Cumin, but now that tries again. And now I, unfortunately.
This time he crashed.
Yeah.
but I was on full lock.
Yeah, I think
I'm so sorry you guys don't have sound, but the reaction of Trimmer at the end is incredible. He just goes. It's incredible. I really urge you guys to
I'll
check
have
the
to go
clip.
through and watch them.
Yeah.
Let me see.
So this is the clip where I
Yeah.
wanted to crash.
In the meantime, I'll just look at that.
DNF on purpose.
Oh, yeah.
Asking for a friend.
Oh,
My God.
yep. So that's the one we saw first.
Yep.
Oh, and we hear Nade in the background saying, "I'm sorry, Zoxon." So I'm not too sure what happened there. Maybe they collided while taking evasive action.
DNF on purpose.
I don't really remember, unfortunately I didn't look back.
Yep.
My God.
But still, I mean, the mandatory close call from you, as per usual. So yeah, good job on that again. Already
As
D.
always. Like already
D.
did for the... Yeah, I forgot the D.
Then we got Dart Cuban in the six car DRS train that we had. Yeah, we caught that move on stream as well. It's really well executed from him, really on the limit of grip there on the exit.
Oof. Yeah, so we saw as well. AJ, he made contact with AJ, but it was more AJ just getting a snap of oversteer than hit the side of him. So
Yeah. I mean, I would guess
almost
also.
ended up taking him out.
Yeah. I would guess also a bit of connection at play here. I'm not sure. Was it you hosting the lobby, Phil?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got so Dart Cuban, an American, with a Canadian driver.
Canadian,
Yeah, playing in a European server. So that's unfortunately connection is always gonna be a bit of a factor here.
Yeah, but I can't do anything about it.
Move to that.
Move to Canada. Hello,
No, fuck no.
meet Drake. Oh my
No, I
God.
hate this guy.
Kinda close, I guess.
Right. So we have to go to POV.
I
Oh
would've
my
tried
God.
Canada.
Yeah, that was.
Oh,
Yeah, we did see that one.
Look at that though. this guy is so precise in his driving and so good. Look,
Yeah,
Look-
he just
Holy-
perfectly avoids it. That was and stays on the track as well.
and he
That's
stays on
incredible.
the track as well.
Although,
That
he
one needs to
does.
be stopped.
But
Like,
that penalty.
but yeah, we have to comment on the incident. Sorry. So yeah, we see a Fari making contact with Unatos, and I guess Unatos just turns in
However,
too
Fari had that
sharply
penalty.
and doesn't account
Yeah.
for Shadow being there.
I think I think it was a bit of a close call, but yeah, you can definitely see that he's
Yeah.
does not leave Binmeister enough space.
Yep. That's a shame for Shadow, and I think those two drivers were apologizing to each other in chat. So yeah, and I see Unatos saying, "Yeah, that was my bad. Didn't see him." Yeah. So
Good to see.
yeah, it's good to see some good sportsmanship, and yeah, I mean those things happen. So we've got next up a clip from Unatos. Lived Death with the Acero Course HUD.
Nice. This is going to be from the final lap of the race here. You
Yep.
can see side by side. Could not be any closer, and then he just turns on the ERS and almost dies. Yeah.
Oi, oi, oi. Oi, oi, oi.
but great catch.
Yeah, honestly, great catch.
Very, very good.
Yeah, it was at the exact moment he turned on ERS.
Yeah.
And I think he has it on. Okay, if I have something to say, don't have your ERS on toggle, because those type of things, then it's easier to happen. Because look, if you had it on hold, you would have released the button, and it would probably have cancelled your slide. But then it just stays enabled. It's not the most
I think
predictable.
so. Yeah, I think you're completely wrong on that, to be honest.
Well, that
true.
left tire
think-
was still
I
being
think-
alive.
Yeah. Oh my god. 53% and 28 on the other one. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
rookie numbers.
Rookie numbers. Hamilton in
Right,
Silverstone.
Let me know when you got 77. Then we can talk.
I mean, Tim will probably get to that in a few races.
Well, yeah, Tim will have 100 because he'll get 4 punctures.
Yeah, he's gonna do a one-stop strategy, just 2 softs. Then
No,
either gets a
no,
puncture or disqualified.
Non-stops, donuts off the line.
Yes. What an avoid. Okay, I think that was I think I understand why he interrupted it.
Can I have one purpose?
It was,
Asking for a friend.
oh
my god.
Oh,
Oh,
Okay.
Wow, I didn't even see that.
Ah, for fuck's sake, yeah, Jack, watch out.
the clip
was-
title
Yeah.
made a lot of sense.
look at this
Yeah,
man.
yeah, that would be
So-
what Nade was apologizing for then.
my god.
Oh yeah,
Ah,
you just
yeah.
real it when you see it in the mirror.
Yeah,
Oh, poor guy. He was so apologetic.
yeah.
Right. I just want to check something.
For a friend.
Yeah, looking at his throttle, I mean, he lifted, which of course is understandable. There's like 2 cars stopped on track in front of
I
him.
also lifted.
But I guess I would have preferred, like, I would have preferred seeing like those people just go wide or just, you know, try to not cause crashes behind. But yeah, it's totally understandable, to be honest.
Yeah, especially get not going wide because this game is terrible at dishing out penalties.
Nice.
Every
impression.
chance
Yeah.
you get a warning for that.
Nice reaction.
Yeah, my reaction is because you need to wait a bit before sending because there's no embed, so I'm not opening any links. Hard racing with Phil.
That is probably his perspective on from my.
We
Oh,
can't
3 wide into the last
three
corner.
wide.
Let's go.
Wow.
Hello. But we.
So yeah, that was his POV. Then he goes for the move. Really not much to
That's
say. Yeah, I wanted to see, because I know there's been contact here, but I wasn't too sure. Okay, he just turned in too early, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah. I was on full lock. I couldn't turn anymore at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would naturally expect Cuman to run a bit wider to try and get a switchback or something, but I don't think Phil did anything wrong there.
No, I
No,
could-
this
I could,
is just too
You
close.
could,
here,
you
yeah.
couldn't have done anything else. Yeah,
I was on full lock. I couldn't do anything else.
yeah.
I mean, full lock doesn't mean a lot. You could be at full lock at 300 kph and just understeering to people. But yeah, in this case, that's for sure. Like, yeah, you not much to do.
Mm.
So
I'm trying, okay?
And now from my view,
What the hell? Wait, and that's only the start of the clip, guys, by the way. Jesus.
This is only for reactions, man. Basically.
Oh. Still let me up this.
That was tiny. He went for the tiniest gap I have ever seen.
Yeah.
So everyone
This is
roasting Elias.
That's choppy.
He went for the tiniest gap. It's always good to no. Don't be toxic
No.
towards my driver. Come on, guys. You can do better than this.
He's gonna watch this. He's gonna fire you.
Yes.
Go! Go!
So he was
I'm
okay.
trying, okay.
The instant reaction from Phil was instantly yes. I'm gonna replay it for the stream. It's great.
Go!
It
I'm
reminds me
trying,
of,
okay.
yeah, it reminds me of a certain moment from season 2 when a
Yes.
certain driver spun. But,
Yes.
I won't name that driver.
I won't blame Elias though.
Okay,
Yeah.
nuclear.
And then even later, I said, now this race gets actually interesting.
trying, okay.
Why is there? Okay, never mind. Thanks for twice the fun. Anyway,
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
room temperature IQ. So he's referring to his teammate. Let's see.
Yes. Oh no, it's
Oh.
Oh,
the S.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah. Yeah, I don't. I'm not sure. Guys, something tells me I think he should turn ABS on.
Okay, yeah. Honestly, not
Guys.
much to say. I mean, if he was on the
Yeah.
SRC setup, I would get it, to be honest.
Because
Guys,
it's quicker
is
to
this
run without the
ABS?
brake pedal.
And
Brake pedal adds
perhaps,
too much weight.
yeah. And perhaps just with the Sigma grind set mentality, doesn't say anything. You can hear his wheel, but you can't hear any word coming out of his mouth.
Sigma.
What a Sigma. This guy is cold Palmer. Anyway. Yeah, great clip, thank you, perhaps. So,
Of the day.
Oh, this is gonna end in a wreck.
Spill fight.
Yeah,
Elias
right.
spill
They're going to
fight.
spin each
Interesting.
other.
Yes, last lap.
Ah, fuck off.
Oh yeah, you guys had more battery than I.
Yes.
Damn it! No!
That's
Perhaps
Phil
get
getting shot on.
Yeah. Perhaps!
You're hot on the podium, my boy.
No, did the fire not win? No.
2.4.
No, there might be a
But it-
penalty at the end.
Oh, what the fuck?
That's okay, I was
Yeah.
surprised, right?
Let's-
I tried to get past, but it didn't work in the end. I think I had a bit of respin.
Ah, okay. I thought you slightly tapped here. No,
Or
no,
maybe
okay.
no, we actually tapped a bit, yeah. I was a bit.
Oh, yes,
uh,
slightly. Because his
yeah,
car
but-
didn't even flinch.
Yeah, I had the worst outcome, but
Sigma grind set skew the car or something, whatever.
Give it
pretty much.
2.2.
Okay, let me just pop that down a bit.
Elliot P11. Absolutely terrible.
Absolutely terrible
What is it?
driver.
What the fuck?
He could never win a title in LRC like that.
Never.
Oh my god, he gets just shoved in. And he has mediums on, guys, by the way.
The
Cut this-
Haas and the end worked good against him.
Put this guy in Paraguay in F6.
Paraguay F6. So I'll be racing with Lade. Shout out to Lade.
Shout out to Nade. Look at me. Hello.
Just peeking around the corner. What the fuck? Why did... Okay, if you look at the rearview mirror, it looks like Elias came from like outside of the truck. Wait,
No,
just
he didn't.
look.
It's also my perspective. You can also see from my perspective later.
Hello. Just
Hello.
slots in.
I think he was hacking. I think he drank an invis potion.
I mean, he didn't really act that well if he was in P12.
To be honest.
This is me getting shafted.
The double shot.
But that's great racing, to be honest.
Why didn't you pit?
We wanted to stop for softs.
Instructions were clear, though.
Bro, box. Get in.
Yes.
We're giving you the primary call.
Yes. Alright, slow reaction on my part, but what was Blood doing at the racing? Oh yeah, I've seen a bit of controversy in the chat. Let's see. So that's the Dart and Lade?
It's about another guy.
Okay. So I'm not sure
I
what
think
that
this,
clip has to do.
I think this is Tim.
This is Tim.
So,
What?
yeah,
Just
Tim.
it's gonna be
Tim.
it's
Oh,
gonna be
I
Tim.
see, I see on the minimap. Oh no. No,
Uh,
oh no.
oh my god.
Oh
Oh
no.
my god.
So
Timoteo.
I can give a bit of insight.
Sure.
Seeing as Tim is in the call with us right now.
From last week because I forgot to turn it off. He thought he wasn't able to be still ghosted.
That's bad.
Yeah.
That's really bad. To be honest though, he is here. At this point, what can he do? He can either like just go straight, but it would, I mean, there's a lot of speed differential. I mean, there's not much to do, but like, yeah, it looks a bit oblivious here, to be honest.
He's going off the track.
Okay.
If he
goes
kept tight
wide.
to the inside,
Yeah. He
Yeah,
walks out
but
wide.
never defending
it's
this
the-
guy
it's-
again.
it's the fact he was driving for the grandstands. I think he was trying to kill someone.
Yeah, I think so as well. Let's try to pull a Guadalajara. Anyway, let's look at this clip, which will show us what Phil was talking about or referring. So, it's right here chasing Lade in one of the 57 DRS trains we've had during the wall race.
Yes.
But entertaining ones, though, I gotta say. Oh, yeah,
Oh,
so that's the...
yeah,
Yep.
wow.
So, plus 3 positions gained. Easy.
Easy game.
Yep. And that's it. Well, at least I avoided it. Let me see. Oh, that was close though.
Oh yeah.
He's actually forced to go off track. Let me see if he even got a warning for that.
I don't think he did.
No,
Yeah,
he
was too
didn't.
slow. He was too slow because he braked, I think.
Damn,
He
the
didn't
game
get-
being
he-
smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't get a one. He got a mark.
A mark.
Oh my god, is that
Me panic.
Augustine Canapino? Ah, okay, never mind.
Sit down, Pablo.
Wait.
Wee.
And Phil, we can hear having a lot of fun in this battle.
We were just happy to shaft Elias the whole time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can hear that.
he still beat you to P10.
Yeah, bad energy management for my part, I guess.
I don't know why you didn't take him out, to be honest.
Real.
Oh, breaking
Nobody
really
cares.
early
Nobody cares about P12.
there. I mean, that's a way to do it.
P12 merchant.
Mini heart attack. Let's see. Heading into
Yeah,
cups
yeah.
with a safety car. I mean, there's literally nothing. I don't know what the heart attack could be. Oh, what is it?
I don't think it was yet.
Probably at the end.
it's the-
Buckets and buckets.
Probably. Wee.
That's the heart attack corner here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and there's the heart attack.
Yeah,
Yeah,
instant
I-
scare, checks the tires.
I
Use Fahrenheit.
I
Maybe
mean,
Could have
he's
damage.
I mean, he's American.
Oh, it's nasty.
It's pretty shit. It's-
Alright, next clip. VSC clip. Okay. VSC ending. Delta's positive. Nothing wrong for now.
Very positive.
Oh,
Oh.
tries to surprise
Oh.
Zoc and it works. He sends the dummy and yeah,
Actually big.
he just bites it.
Damn.
Yeah, really well done.
Ghosted move.
Human smart driving.
Yeah, you could have done that in Imola, man.
He did.
Honestly. I'm kidding. Really well done.
Still salty about that.
No, yes.
Yeah.
That and Mr. Beast trying
He won.
Yes.
I don't know what he was doing there.
Okay, side by side here in MaxCon. using the ultra quit, and Max can just rage quits.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
at least his tires work here, unlike mine. But I think human had more pace.
I'm kind of confused what happened here. Wait, just oversteered? There?
I think he just dropped this on it. Oh,
Yeah, I think he dropped it.
You oversteered in an understeer front corner. Okay, interesting. Okay.
I guess there's a small
He's
fault in that
he's running my
corner, but it can't.
2022 setup.
You should have run 2022 setups from Phil. You would have never spun.
Actually,
More videos of Hellas.
yeah, this is now the battle we had with Saw. You see,
Look at that. What a trio.
what a trio.
Fighting for P11.
Shit, and shit her.
And it goes for the move on both drivers. Oh. Good thing Elias backed off there. Oh, yeah.
I think Tony Stewart just got the lead.
Oh my god. Yeah, okay. Just if he stayed there, that would have been very bad.
Yeah.
Alright, so Dart P-Man, the penalty guy. Wait, why is Tim trolling me? OBS dying again? No, it's not dying. I have 0 dropped frames, my guy.
I think Tim dying again.
Yeah. I think Ekis block is dying.
Biggies, Buggies, or Baba G?
Baba G.
Oh. Oh.
Oh.
Oi, oi, oi.
Oh my god.
Oi, oi, oi. I was about to say, if you see Dart Cuban in this position, don't even think if he's going for it. He is going for it.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, it wasn't too
Yeah.
bad of a set. It was just understeering a bit.
Yeah. Good defense from AJ.
Yeah. I don't think he was defending that much, to be honest. He's just holding his line on the outside. And
No, you've got
avoiding
to
a
assert
crash.
dominance over a guy like Keenan.
Sigma line.
True. The Sigma
Yeah,
line.
yeah.
The skippity Sigma line.
Oh my god. Yeah, I know, but yeah, a close call here. It could have been much worse for Cuban. This was it. Let's see. What was what?
That was the start.
4K. Oh my god. I'm Cuban.
2 FPS on
Why are
stream.
you spices?
I am Cuban. Fuck's sake.
Stop being spices.
Okay, so good start with no sound. Good start for Blondie. Oh, but he goes for, okay, so he goes for a move at the same time that Bust goes for a move. So he was busting all over his rear, and you can see here in turn 2 on the braking zone here. Yeah, so he goes for the move on Unitas, and then he's got like the Aston Martin here. So suboptimal. Yeah, that was really unfortunate. Just for good measure, he just blocks him off at the exit. Yeah, but somehow didn't get damaged though. So yeah, I guess he got really lucky.
And is there more or?
Yeah.
Let's see.
We see this guy
Here's the
busting
bust.
all over this corner.
We got busted over through that corner.
And also here we have a Red Bull with AJ getting past.
Yep. AJ just taking the opportunity.
He was a better burst nowadays then.
Yep.
Oh, guys, it's Mr. It's Mr. Burst.
It's Mr.
Look at that.
Mr. Bread.
Mr. Best.
Dart Cuban.
Manager the
So,
Sea
is he
Best.
going for a move or not?
He's sending it from
I
5
think
to
he's too
8
far
back.
away so far.
Sending it from 5 trucks behind.
He's within Keyman range. Fucking the missile is locking up.
Bro, I lost my time off the stupid overtaking attempts.
Oh my god.
So,
Oh,
So he was the one who was backwards then.
So I remember when
So-
one of the drivers, I think Blondie, was asking before the race to Elias, should I like take this curb? And Elias said yes, seriously, and I said no, seriously. I think that answers it. Yeah, this guy did that. This guy did that.
Yeah.
Turned on the
Do
RS.
do 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 do
Oh
boom,
my God.
boom, boom,
The
boom,
red
boom,
one
boom, boom.
turning for a split second.
HA jump scare. Jesus Christ.
Head-to-head collision here.
Pranked him.
Oh my God.
You
Prank
just
call
got
at 3 a.m.
pranked.
I'm actually turning left.
Jesus. What a snap though. He just snapped out. Whoa.
Snap back to reality.
Everything.
Whoop, there goes gravity.
50-0.
Yes. Alright, let me just read chat because I've seen a lot of shit in chat.
51G impact.
Dart the sidewinder Q, man.
Dart the sidewinder Cuban. Okay. Secret life hack. If you get P1 in Imola in F1 22, you actually are blessed by the fountain of youth. Fuck off.
Who is that? Who's writing?
I
Lrc?
don't know.
Probably. Yeah, it's probably Lawrence.
Fuck you, Lrc.
There was no Imola in F1 22 anyway, guys. Let's proceed.
Okay.
Right, this is the same clip.
Is it?
This is fucking restart again.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a different name to trick us.
This was it.
Okay,
Yeah.
fuck off.
This
Moment
is
I
it.
realized. Oh, hold on.
Restart.
I forgot. Right. Moment I realized.
And
He
then-
realizes. Oh, he's just gonna say, oh, I'm in first, and that's it.
I do not know how this has happened, but I'm leading.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, so I didn't hear that.
So he said, wait.
I'm in first now, basically.
But there's no sound on the stream.
Yeah, I know.
This has happened, but I'm leading.
I don't know how this has happened, but I am leading. And that's it. Exclamation mark 0 sec bug for all of us.
Boo.
Okay.
About a
Let's
bug.
see.
Dude, why is he running 33 ab troop?
Yeah, I mean, this is way too much up true.
I used even more. What the fuck?
That's a
Oh yeah,
joke.
he got the penalty here.
Did I hear penalty? What?
Look,
Okay.
no,
There are
look,
no
look,
penalty,
look,
bro.
look, yeah, he got 10 seconds for overtaking. Like alias.
Yeah.
Ah, I didn't spot it. Oh, it was hidden behind.
Yeah, you have to look at the board above.
Oh, okay, it was here. Oh my god, why is this so slow? For overtaking. Yeah, see, that's fucked because it should never happen. The pit lane, like even from the entry, I think from the white line is not considered as track.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was overtaken off track, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay, kurwa. Oh my god, what is this? What? Oh, I was like, did I post a clip? Very nice frame. Okay. So this then. What?
Yeah, this is from Unatos.
Oh, that is a star hack. Holy
What the
shit.
fuck? Okay,
Yeah.
let me look at the actual launch. Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
I'm not looking at it ever
I
again.
noticed at the time he just soft at you. Okay, he's doing the Me 2022 set.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pinmeister getting crafted.
you should
Set
consider
15,
this for Imola.
P1.
Oh.
Yeah. We will be there.
We will be there.
It's not on the calendar, but I will be there.
You will race by yourself in a lobby with AI
back
and
in
do
my
the
flight.
strat. Oh god.
It's the Sigma underworld.
Who's the skibbidiest of them all? It's you, yes, it's you, Top Sigma Andrew. I'm wishing you a very happy Skibbity Chungus birthday and thank you for voting reform back
Hope he
What the
got
fuck
Prime
is this?
Minister.
He's our
Ah.
next Prime Minister, yeah.
Right, I posted a fan clip. This was
Dude, he's beasting off. What the fuck? You can't show it on stream.
He's beasting out.
Yeah, he's just shaking his fist in this. Oh my god, this is so loud.
Who's shaking the Jimmy?
This was when the Red Bull started.
The red balls, let's see. God, what a rage joke. It's exactly as I expected it to be.
Oh my god. You don't even see him. He just appears.
Hello.
I'm here to talk about God and the Word.
This is criminal.
AJ just jump scaring everyone today. Holy shit.
We have to discuss about the AJ fall down though. Fall off, sorry. What happened to him? What happened to Quinn?
Too much weed.
Probably.
Possibly.
Is Quinn Daft Human?
The Queen? No, I think no. It's probably like the most.
September 8th, 2022.
Possibly. Okay, skill issue emo, typical open Bleischer rejoin. See, that's the thing, you don't rejoin. You spin, just you don't
If
rejoin.
you don't rejoin, you leave.
Yeah, you spin off track, you leave. You leave the lobby. Too much. Then we have Megaphone, Telephone, Gianluigi Buffon. Okay, guys.
So I think that's the end.
Yeah, this is the end, as we usually say. Oh, fuck, there's music. Okay, fuck, there's no music. Wait.
Okay,
Oh,
so-
okay, perfect.
So guys, so for our co-commentators, I think it's time to go design. So I'll, you can go over there.
Yeah.
There we go.
No.
Oh, okay, hang on, let me bend this guy. No, you're supposed to be designing. You need to make a
No.
new graphic. Okay, there we go. So there we go. Pretty good race today now.
Yeah, honestly, very good race. No, on a more serious note, that was absolutely phenomenal, honestly. Great race, and yeah, I hope we're gonna see the same thing. Oh my god, I see Sol saying Brazil and Ireland man underdog. Alright, yeah, very loving community. But
We love
yeah,
our designers.
yes, good. I hope we see like the same kind of racing for the next races.
Mhm.
And yeah,
Yeah, I think I couldn't agree more. It was very good. If we could maybe just a little bit cleaner here and there would be ideal. But I think it was on the whole very good race, very entertaining as usual. And then yeah, we'll be back not quite the same time next week. We'll be back to the usual 7 p.m. BST starts. So we'll be back to that for pretty much I think for the rest of the season now. So you can enjoy some consistency from then and enjoy some consistently good racing. We'll be back with the next round, second round of the season in Sao Paulo, where I might actually be racing. Let's wait and see on that
Oh.
front. I cannot confirm or deny. Maybe reserving. So we will see. But yeah, until then, we will see you at 7 p.m. next week.
yeah. I mean, eager to see your race if you do. But yeah, it would be a pleasure to commentate a race where you drive. So yeah.
All right, and if that's said and done, we can thank everybody for watching, for sticking through this very long stream. Luckily, I can confirm Euro is actually the most boring game of all time, so you didn't miss anything if you stayed here. And yeah, with that out of the way, we'll be back next week, same time as usual, and we'll be back for round 2. We will see you then. Good night.
Good night, everyone.